Accountant manager Andrea Crump is suing 25-year-old homemaker Angela Napier for medical bills and lost jewelry due to a barroom fight.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Now, this is case number 481 on the calendar in the matter of Crump versus Napier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Is this your mother?
Yes.
What's your first name?
My first name, Angela.
Let me see if I understand the relationships here. Miss Crump, you belong to a dart league. You were playing darts at a sports bar.
Yes.
On your team was Mrs. Napier's boyfriend.
He's the dart captain.
He's the captain.
Yes.
So far correct?
Yes.
Now, according to you, this young lady, Angela, assaulted you and you were injured at the sports bar where you were competing in a dart contest.
Yes.
Along with Mrs. Napier's boyfriend.
Correct.
Angela said that she didn't lay a hand on you. But she does say that there was certain interaction with you on that evening. What was the date?
November 11th, 2002.
So I am going to start with Angela because I was really interested in her answer. What time, Angela, did you and your mother get to the sports bar?
It was probably around 6 or 7.
And you got there, I assume, to watch the boyfriend in the dart game. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what is his name?
Rob.
Does he live with your mother?
Yes.
Do you live with your mother?
Yes.
So I want you to tell me what you saw happen with Miss Crump that irritated you.
Okay. We were there, we were all having a good time, and she had been all over basically every man in the bar that night.
What does that mean, all over?
Like hugging, kissing, dancing. She had her hands all over.
Hugging,
everybody.
kissing, dancing, her arm draped over them, around their waist, that sort of
Exactly.
thing. And that irritated you?
No, that didn't irritate me.
Must have been memorable for you because you remember it.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Go ahead.
And then as she started doing the same thing with my mother's boyfriend, that started to irritate me and irritated my mother, of course.
Now, tell me exactly what you saw her do to Rob.
Okay, he was sitting at the table by my mother, and she walked up behind him and put her arms around him and kissed him on the cheek.
Around his neck?
Yeah, around his neck. He was sitting.
And what did he do?
He just looked at my mom like, what should I do? He didn't say or do anything,
No.
really.
He looked at your mother. Show me the expression on his face.
Gosh, it was just like
Okay.
big-eyed, you know, like, I don't know what to do.
So she put her arms around his neck and kissed him on the cheek from behind.
Right.
Next.
And my mom got upset, told her to get her hepatitis C hands off of him.
That was a dumb thing for you to do, madam. This Rob doesn't have a voice? He's a mute?
No.
And why did you open up your mouth to her?
Because,
Stand up.
Oh.
Why did you open up your mouth?
Because I seen her in the bar many times and ignored her. Got along with her fine, you know, because she wasn't dealing with us.
I'm not talking about many times.
And why did I say
Before, I'm
that?
talking about she comes up to your boyfriend. She puts her arms around his neck. She's not doing it so that you can't see it. You know, maybe she had a couple,
she did.
2 drinks.
She got the story a little wrong. She did do it where I was in the bathroom.
No,
at the
listen to
time.
me. Your daughter says that you were sitting right there and that Rob turned around and looked at you with big eyes like, what do I do?
Right.
So you're telling me that your daughter was mistaken?
She is mistaken.
Your daughter now is mistaken about a very
Because
big
he did
event.
that when I came back and told her that. That's when
She had kept doing it through the night over and over again.
Just a minute. Don't change your story. So you turned around and you said to her, get your hepatitis C hands off my boyfriend.
And the reason I said that was because I know she was with somebody that had that disease.
Well, that was a stupid
Well,
thing
it
for
wasn't
you
very
to
nice,
say.
and I'm not saying it was nice.
It was
I
a
don't,
stupid thing
but-
for you to say. Very dumb. Now you can sit down.
Okay.
Till I need you again. So now your mother opens up a big fresh mouth. And what do? Be very careful because I've got your answer that's sworn to right here.
Well, basically, at that point, we didn't do anything. I went up to her after she had walked away and
No.
everything.
According to you, you said hey, you've got all these guys in here buying you drinks and you're kissing them. Do you think she wants you hanging on her boyfriend?
Yeah, but...
Did you forget that?
No, I said that.
Okay. So after your mother opened up a bit...
away.
Just a second. After your mother opened up a stupid fresh mouth, then you decided to finish it off.
Yes.
Then what happened next?
We went back to having a good time. Everything seemed to be fine. And then she started making gestures and giving us the finger. So then I started walking towards her. She was yelling obscenities.
What were you walking towards her for?
Because I was going to confront her and
confront her about what?
Me. She seemed like she had some issues with me, so I was
walking. Of course she had
there.
issues with you, madam. You opened up a fresh mouth to her for no reason.
Well, that's why I walked over there.
You went over to confront her.
To confront her, yes.
Now I'll hear you.
I was putting my darts away. I did not realize that there was a problem, if you will, with myself. I was basically hit like a freight train. I went flying into the tables, I fell onto the floor, and I was being hit. And then the next thing you know, I was being picked up and escorted out the bar for my safety.
How do you know it was the defendant who was hitting you?
I don't know that the defendant was hitting me. I was hit.
Do you have any witnesses?
Absolutely.
Then I'll hear the witness. Tell me your name.
Betty Jeter.
Are you on the dart team?
Yes, I am.
I want you to tell me what you saw.
I was standing on the opposite side of the table. There was Andrea. There wasn't another girl that is not here standing next to her. We were putting our darts away, and then I saw Angela coming toward Andy, and she came around the other girl. I seen her hand go around the other girl. Next thing you know, they were down on the floor, tables had flying.
Who's they were down on the floor?
Judy, Andy, and Angela.
Who's Judy?
She's one of the girls that's not here.
Did you see Judy have any issues with this?
No, Judy
lady?
didn't have any issues with her.
Did you see her strike anybody?
It would have been around Judy, and I didn't see where the hand landed.
Now I'll come back to you.
Okay,
Look at me.
It was
now you're walking over to confront her.
Yes. So I get over there, and before I could even get over there, Judy and her fell on the ground.
No, look at me. Now you're closing your eyes. She and Judy, who had not had any issues.
No, because she didn't realize it was Judy. She had her eyes shut.
Just a second. She didn't have any issues with Judy.
No.
So she and Judy just somehow ended up on the ground. And then you ended up on the ground?
No, I was over there, and me and her were arguing back and forth.
Oh, you didn't say that here, honey. You didn't say that in your answer. I didn't hear anything about arguing back and forth. What were you arguing?
Well, we were arguing the whole time when she was flipping me off and, you know,
I didn't hear
yelling.
that. So how are you arguing? Tell me how you were arguing. She's flipping you off and you're doing what?
Basically yelling obscenities at her. She was yelling obscenities back at me. And then Judy stepped in to help, I think, to try to break us up from fighting because we hadn't contacted.
Yes.
And she fell on the ground, and Judy, she had grabbed Judy and was punching Judy in the head. And she had her eyes shut, so I don't believe that she knew who she was punching in the head. She probably believed it was me, but it was really Judy. And I believe that's how she broke her wrist.
And what about you? What were you doing?
I was sitting in a chair.
You just sat down in a chair?
Yep, I was
Is that
sitting
right?
in the
She
chair.
was sitting in a chair?
On the
I
floor.
didn't see her sitting in the chair.
Where did you see her?
I seen her on the floor.
Of course. Let me see your medical bills, please.
And can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Also, she didn't go to the doctor for like a week, and she didn't call the cops or anything. And she acted like everything was fine and dandy with me. I would just think if her wrist was broken, it would hurt really bad, and you would go right to the emergency room.
Did you graduate from Einstein Medical College or Harvard? Which one?
No, that was just my opinion. Neither.
No, let me explain something to you about opinions. When you have an opinion that is a scientific opinion, you have to have a scientific opinion based upon some particular skill, experience, training, education. There are certain things that we know as lay people that are within the realm of common knowledge, like if somebody's got their arm draped over your boyfriend, if the boyfriend doesn't say, "Get your hands off me, I'm uncomfortable," then you keep your mouth shut. Then you get rid of the boyfriend. You don't get rid of the girl. And if your mother is offended by something that happened to your mother, she's at least 20 years older than you are, you let her deal with it yourself unless you've had too much to drink. Then you open up your big fresh mouth over something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, and you get yourself into a whole bunch of trouble. If this young woman here had a couple of too much to drink and was making a little bit of a fool of herself, then it was up to the men to say, we don't appreciate that. So let me ask you this question. You come out of the sports bar and you have a flat tire. Who's going to change the tire? You or Rob?
Rob.
Of course. Do you know why? Because he's good for things like changing tires. He can also say, get your hands off me. He doesn't have to be protected by you.
Well, it's easy for people to say it, but nobody was there but us, so we know what happened. And we came in dressed like we always dressed, but they come in dressed like they're holier than thou, and that's not their dress.
I don't care whether they're dressed like holier than. What difference does it make, madam? We're talking about your fresh mouth.
I'm not the only one in life that has a fresh mouth.
Just a second. I don't care whether you're the only one in life. We're here discussing one case.
That's what happens when you go to the bar.
I've been in bars before. I mean, I don't hang around in bars, and I don't belong to a dart league. I've been in clubs before. I've been in bars before, and I want to tell you something. I haven't heard the kind of business in places where I've been that I just heard here. Haven't. Sorry. Okay. Just a second. Take this back because I'm not interested in this.
That is the cost of the, I was told that my hand is still broke. I need to go to the occupational therapy. This is, since I have not attended.
You have several choices. I don't speculate with regard to what you might possibly need in the future without an expert witness. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have incurred a certain amount of bills up until this date. These I am prepared to entertain. What I'm not prepared to do without an expert witness who can testify as to the condition of your wrists, the need and the duration of any therapy, nor am I prepared to entertain the cost of any therapy. So you can either say, Judge, I would like you to dismiss this case without prejudice. I will refile it in another date, 6 months or a year from now, or would you please entertain my current costs? And then I will, if additional treatment is necessary, I have to take care of that myself. Now, what do you want to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
she'd paint like the kitchen like a yellow and blue color. She'd paint like all over the house, all kinds of different colors. She'd put like candles up and pictures.
I can't say that you had a different decorating taste than she did because you had no taste.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Crum says she was assaulted by Angela Napier. Angela says Andrea was flirting with her mother's boyfriend.
Okay, what's your pleasure? Do you want me to proceed with the actual costs that you've incurred so far, or not?
No.
No what?
Dismiss the case.
It's done. Case is dismissed without prejudice. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Jealous, you'll get to nowhere.
It's a small town, and she's known as the town whore.
I don't want anything to do with her, man. I actually have my own.
Pretty much every woman in Sheboygan has given me a thumbs up.
It never stops there. It's like Peyton Place.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kruger versus Estes. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Abby Kruger is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old bartender Michael Estes, for unpaid rent. Michael says he stopped paying because he didn't like her taste in decorating.
Miss Kruger, your family owns a house. Mm-hmm. And you are in charge of renting the rooms in that house. It's a college community?
Right.
You rented a room to the defendant, and it is your claim that he owes you for 2 months' rent, $600. Now, I've read Mr. Estes's answer, and he acknowledges that he didn't pay the rent, right?
Right.
He says he didn't like your decorating. And he told you that if you continued to paint the house in colors he didn't like, he wasn't going to pay the rent. Isn't that what you told me in here? I just wanted to make sure that that's what you said.
Yeah. She didn't let me have a say in anything in the house at all.
Since when are men in charge of decorating? Since when are men in charge of decorating? You can decorate your closet, that's it. And that's if it's your house. If it's not your house, you can even decorate your closet. Mr. Estes, how old are you, sir?
19.
You go to college?
No, I took a semester off.
Are you planning on going back to school?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police officer.
That's a legitimate career. I'm curious because I thought perhaps you wanted to go into interior design.
No.
Clearly not. Now, I want you, Mr. Estes, to convince me why I should or she should, forgive the $600 rent that you owe her because you didn't like the colors that she painted the house, okay? It's all yours, sir.
I moved in August, and then she moved in around the end of August, I think. And then both the guys moved out, and then we were getting along, and then she kept decorating the house, and I said, you know, I want to have a say in this house too, and she wouldn't let me have a say ever in the house.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like she would paint this side of the wall red and like this side of the wall red, and then both these sides would be white. She'd paint like the kitchen like a yellow and blue color. She'd paint the hallways and paint like all over the house all kinds of different colors, and I didn't like it.
What color do you like?
It was white. White was fine to me.
You like plain white. You don't like color. You like it plain, nice, plain, clean white.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Bird and I are fascinated.
And that's about it. I just told her, you know, I'm not going to pay rent if I never have to stay in the house, and she was just like, whatever, you know.
You're talking about a say in the house. You're talking about the color. I mean, I want to know if there's anything else other than the color. She painted 2 walls.
Just the way that she decorated the house, it was like all like girl house, and I couldn't put anything up at all.
Explain that to me. Other than the color, what else did she decorate?
Just she'd put like candles up and all these weird lamps and pictures. It was just
Pictures or pictures?
pictures.
Pictures that you pour from or pictures on the wall?
Pictures on the wall.
Pictures. What kind of pictures did she put up?
I don't know. They're just like artist kind of pictures. I don't know what it really was.
Please. Mr. Rest, this is very serious. Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend.
Please don't move. I didn't ask you to stand up. I just wanted to know whether you were just fixing your hair or raising your hand.
I just have something to say.
Either way, stop it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Estes, your defense is the most ridiculous defense that I've heard in a very long time. Most ridiculous. If you want white walls, you take an apartment where you live all by yourself with your girlfriend, and you have white walls. This is not your house. You are merely a boarder in one room. It was her house. You have a room. You are entitled to decorate your room. If you and this girlfriend of yours get together and get married, I guarantee you're going to have more than white walls. And you know what you're going to say when she comes home and she's painted the hallway yellow? You know what you're going to say? Yes, dear. That's what you're going to say, because you're going to be out there protecting the peace and security of your neighborhood in your chosen profession. And since white walls are the walls that appeal to you and no pictures on the walls appeal to you, I can't say that you had a different decorating taste than she did, because you had no taste. So you pay her the $600. Mr. Estes, you're supposed to do the right thing. You want to be a police officer? Police officers have good character. They have a good moral compass. They know right from wrong. You lived in the house. You lived in the house for 2 months. The rent was $300 a month. You didn't pay the rent, and then you came up with a lot of baloney excuses. That's not what a moral person does. And you've chosen a profession that requires that kind of moral compass. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Goodbye.
Yes, this is case number 165 on the calendar in the matter of Tesari versus Miles.
Thank you, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Tesari, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a brief period of time.
Right.
You claim that after an incident that happened at your home, you were incarcerated briefly. The defendant left the home and took property that belonged to you. The property was a computer. And then she embarked upon a campaign that amounted to serious harassment that affected both you, your relationship with your former wife, your child, and the loss of your job. So you are suing her for both the return of this computer and the harassment.
That's correct.
And the defendant says she has no clue what you're talking about with regards to the computer, and as far as the harassment is concerned, all she did was tell the truth. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you start to live together?
Approximately a week after Thanksgiving of the year 2000. We had met the week before.
You had met the week before?
Right.
That's brilliant.
It was love at first sight.
Brilliant. Did you move in with a child?
I have a joint custody, so sometimes I have visitation with my son.
And when did you move out?
I moved out September 2001.
Tell me what happened that evening, Mr. Tesari.
The week before, it was apparent the relationship was not working, and I told her I wanted her to move. I placed a lot of her stuff by the door. Told her, when you get a chance, move out, peacefully. I don't want a war. So the day we had an argument, she attacked me. I gently pushed her out the door, locked the door, and began throwing her stuff out of the apartment. The police came and arrested me for domestic violence. When I came back to my apartment, a lot of my stuff was missing. In addition to taking a lot of my personal property, she also took a Isuzu Trooper that belonged to me, and she took the keys to my Ford Mustang.
When did you notice, let's start with the computer. When did you notice that this computer was missing, Mr. Tessari?
As I was going through my apartment cleaning up, I noticed what was there and what was gone.
Did you take his computer?
No, Mom.
Now, Mr. Tessari, something I found interesting in your complaint. You said that you had already taken Miss Miles to court with regard to the cars.
Yes, I have a judgment that she owes me $702.
When did you take her to court for the cars?
After I hired a repossession company to recover my car, and I had a dollar amount there that I could use to create the paperwork.
So my question to you, Mr. Tessari, is you were going to small claims court over a fixed amount of money having to do with the car. You already knew that she had taken your computer. Why didn't you, at that time, sue for the return of your computer or its value?
I was trying to get an exact handle on everything that was missing.
No! Because all you're doing is suing here for the computer, Mr. Tessari. Computer and harassment.
I don't know, I just wasn't thinking clearly.
Well, I'm going to find, sir, with regard to the computer, that you had an opportunity to sue for it at one time, and you should have done that. So I'm not entertaining your application for the computer. Now, the harassment came later, so I will hear you with regard to the harassment. Now, you say that she telephoned your former wife and made some allegations to her. I'd like you to tell me when that phone call was.
November 15th of 2001.
All right, now, Miss Miles, why don't you tell me what you told his former wife in November?
I told her, he said that his check is being garnished, and he was complaining, and he said it's easy for him to go to buy a gun and blow up his family and children rather than pay the child support.
Okay, so let me understand this. You called his former wife because at some point Mr. Tessari had told you that he was angry that his check was being garnished for child support, and that it would have been easier for him to blow up his family than to pay the support.
Yes, ma'am.
When did he say that to you, Miss Miles?
He said to me when we were living together, and I told him immediately.
When you were living together?
Yes.
So sometime before September of 2001?
Yes.
Right? Now, I gather that you decided to call his former wife because you were concerned for her safety.
Yes, and her children.
And concerned for the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Well, that's very nice of you. Why didn't you call when he made the threat? Why did you wait until after he kicked you out to call? So you knew about this, according to you, for months before you called the ex-wife, right?
I called from his phone when I was living with him. I didn't make it the phone in November. I make it September. I called.
No,
that's why he was upset with me. When he came back from work, he said, "Why you call my ex-wife?" Because the police called him. He was arrested for that.
Just a minute. So what you're telling me, Miss Miles, is you didn't make the call in November, that one of the reasons you had a fight with Mr. Tessari is because you had called his ex-wife and told her about this comment that he made.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Tessari, let me come back to you, sir. I want you to listen to me very carefully. It's very easy for me to verify this. All I have to do is call your ex-wife. You understand that? Did Miss Miles call your former wife while she was still living in your house?
No.
And you say it was in November that she called your ex-wife?
It was November 15th. I have a copy of the police report my ex-wife
Can I see it, please? How many times did you call his ex-wife, Miss Miles?
I called her 3 times.
No, it seems clear to me here, Miss Miles, that this threat was relayed on November 15th, not in September. Now, Mr. Tessari, I have a question for you, sir. Let's say I don't really think or believe that you had an intention of blowing up your former wife and children because your salary was attached. But it is possible that you said it, right?
I didn't say it.
You might have. Question is, why did she make the call? And she made the call because she was angry. What else did she do?
She sent me an email at work, which I have a copy of a police report on. Can I read that word for word? It has a few obscenities in it. It says, "Hey, you can't compete with me. Stop trying. When you get out of jail, I'm going to kill you."
Is any of that true?
That's the email I got at work. She also left about 20 phone calls on my voicemail.
Mr. Tessari, how many months has it been since Miss Miles has contacted you?
Since approximately the middle of December.
So why do you want to start up with her for?
I don't.
Well, you do if you bring a lawsuit against her, sir.
Because it cost me a lot of money and a lot of anguish to try to get the visitation with my children reestablished.
Because what happened, according to your complaint, is when she called your ex-wife, told her about this threat that you had made, your ex-wife whipped into action, they stopped your visitation, and then it was ultimately reinstated. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. How old are your children?
My children are 14 and 12.
Have you had continuous visitation with them since the divorce?
On and off. My ex-wife has always created issues with that.
Well, have any of the issues been with regard to any allegations of abuse or neglect with regard to you?
They have, but they were untrue.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
you said if you take them to the vet because they had blood in their stool, I will pay the bill.
Casper had diarrhea because of all the stress.
Give me a break.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Larry Tessari says ex-girlfriend Martha Miles falsely accused him of making terrorist threats against his ex-wife. Larry says the allegations caused him to lose his job as well as his child visitation.
You claim that Miss Miles is a vindictive nut. Is that right?
That's correct.
But this vindictive nut has left you alone for at least 6, 7, 8 months, right?
Right.
So it would be a wise man who would say, let it rest, right? Especially since you know, Mr. Tessari, that you have a judgment against her that she hasn't paid yet, right? You have a judgment for a car that she hasn't paid. So you think you're going to get more from her on a second lawsuit, especially when she's been quiet? Does that sound smart? No. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to answer that. I'll ask Bert. Does that sound smart to you?
Doesn't sound smart to me.
Doesn't sound smart to me either. Mr. Tessari, she doesn't have your computer. Even if she had your computer, you had the ability to sue for that when you sued for the car, so that part of your claim is dismissed. With regard to the harassment, I find that there is insufficient evidence to establish that she told your wife an untruth when she said that you even casually, put your hand down, Mr. Tessari, even casually said to her, it would be easier, rather than paying this child support, I could blow them all up, or they'd be better off dead, or we'd all be better off dead, or whatever. Now, there's probably not much of a question in my mind that Miss Miles made that telephone call to your wife in order to get even with you. That's true. But I believe that there is a possibility that you said it even though you didn't mean it. And relaying information that she heard is not harassment. In any event, I think that you should be very wise, sir. If she hasn't bothered you in 6, 7, 8 months, let it rest. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You know, she did disrupt my visitation with my kids, and I feel that she should be punished for that in some way or another.
I left him to babysit my son. He taped my son's mouth and nose, and then that's what he went to jail for.
Her son was crying and angry, and she told me, you know, put some tape over his mouth and make him shut up.
There is a restraining order already in place.
A lot of her child rearing practices are things that they do in Africa that I guess we don't do here.
He tried to get back with me, and I don't want him no more.
And now the next case.
Parties on Vanetta versus Gervitz. Step forward, please.
Bar manager Linda Van Natta is suing her former friend, cashier Marion Gervitz, for vet bills. Marion is countersuing, also for vet bills.
Miss Van Natta, I'm going to very succinctly give you a short scenario of the complaint that I read, yours. According to you, you sold the defendant 2 Persian cats. Then you got information somehow that they were being neglected. At the time, according to you, the defendant had approximately 17 cats. You went over there, you picked up the 2 cats, you took them back to your house. You did that with her permission.
Yes.
And then she wanted them back, and you said you can't have them back. Ultimately, you were forced to give the cats back to her. And you want her to pay the vet bills that you incurred taking care of the cats.
Yes.
So that's what your lawsuit is about.
Yes.
You have a cross-complaint.
Yes, ma'am.
You say that when the cats were returned to you, they were returned sick, and you had to take them to the vet.
Yes, ma'am.
What was wrong with them when they were returned to you?
My cats were returned to me. They had ringworm, which is like a fungus.
I know what ringworm is.
Okay. None of my cats have ever had ringworm. We have
How
14
many cats do you have?
We have 14.
Are you telling me you had 14 cats and none of your cats have ever had ringworm?
No, ma'am.
You have the 2 Persians back now?
I have the 2 Persians back, and they were underweight when I got them back.
Oh, I'd like
She
to
had
see,
cold.
I'd like to see the vet report.
Yes, ma'am.
Indicating.
I also have a letter where Linda sent to my husband accusing me of having extramarital affairs. And I just don't think it has anything to do with the case. She's slandering me.
I just would like to see, please, the vet bills and the report from the vet when you got the cats back.
Okay, this is a report that the vet faxed to the Humane Society.
When were the cats returned to her?
November.
November what?
Around
important.
the 15th, I believe.
November 15.
I believe so.
Well, according to the veterinarian, both cats had good body weight. Both cats had ringworm lesion. One cat had an ear infection, one cat had a right eye infection. And this indicates that both cats had several problems that required medical attention. Can you tell me how this is possible?
These cats were very sick when I took them back. I've been treating them from the vet from August until the end of October, that I've taken the cats to the vets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Did you tell her when you went to pick up the cats that it was your intention to keep them?
No, I told her I would keep the cats until she would get her act together. The house was filthy. She had cat feces all over the house.
Linda, your house has not been any better.
She had to shovel cat feces from the downstairs.
You had rest in your bathtub,
The place was
honey.
supposed to be getting condemned.
Listen to me. Where do you think you are?
I'm sorry.
Where do you think you are?
I'm
Then
sorry.
don't say but.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Go ahead.
And with the 17 cats in the house, I knew that they were sick when I took them, and I did ask her about the condition of the cats, especially when I seen the bloody stool. She said that was not a problem, that she would cover the vet bills. So, and
Did you say that to her?
I told her if she took the cat to the vet, that I would pay the bill, but she refused to return the cats to me.
You did tell her you would cover the vet bills.
I would cover the vet bill, but
Good, let me see.
she refused to allow me to have my cats back or see them. She was going to euthanize them because of diarrhea.
Because of what?
Because of diarrhea. She was going to have the cats euthanized.
That is a parasite that the cats had that eat out the inner lining of the intestine. I was never going to have them euthanized.
That's what you told me, Linda.
That's why I was having them treated, so that they would cure the giardia. The vet told me
They had giardia.
I have got a letter.
Why do you need 14 or 16 cats?
I do animal rescue.
Yeah.
And I have 7 papered cats, and I have 7 mutts, because I feel that anyone who sells cats should have as many mutt cats that need homes as they do purebred cats.
They were sick before they went.
No, ma'am, they were not sick.
Sure they were.
No, they were not sick, ma'am.
Sure they were. You want to know why I know they were sick? Because you said if you take them to the vet because they had blood in their stool, I will pay the bill. If you
Casper had diarrhea because of all the stress.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Look, you spent a lot of money, Miss Van Atta, and I believe you spent a lot of money at the vet after a period of time that she told you, I want my cats back. That's your responsibility. The only question that I have in my mind is whether or not you are responsible for any of the vet bills that she had after she got her cats back. Because she says the cats came back to her sick. Now, the cats were not in your possession because you gave them to a third person. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, why did you do...
Excuse me. She sold them.
I'm not speaking to you. Who did you give them to?
I gave them to a lady. I ran an ad to get rid of some of my cats.
How long were the cats with her?
3 to 4 weeks before
Okay.
she actually got them back.
All right, well, unfortunately, you are responsible for her vet bills.
That I am responsible?
Yeah, you are. You are. I know you're trying to do a good deed. $405. Judgment on the counterclaim for the defendant. That's all.
Your Honor, this is case number 385 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Brown, this is your son?
Yes, it is.
How old is he?
He's 9.
I'm going to ask Bird to take the young man outside because there are some serious allegations here that I don't believe he has to be involved with or be privileged to hear.
Come with me.
Everybody else can. You can be seated, sir. Ms. Brown, according to your complaint, you rented an apartment from the defendant.
That's correct.
Somebody that it turned out you had some connection with historically in your family.
Correct.
And it was a two-family house. You rented upstairs and you lived downstairs. According to your complaint, some issues developed. She evicted you.
Right.
And according to you, kept some of your property.
Correct.
You want to be reimbursed for that property.
That's correct.
Ms. Moore says she's very happy that you decided to sue her because she's been trying to find you. You left no forwarding address when you moved out because she claims you owe her rent. You destroyed her apartment, and she would like to be compensated.
Correct.
So when did you move in, and what kind of a lease did you sign?
It was a month-to-month lease, and we moved in like the last week of February of 2002.
What was the rent?
$650.
And you were evicted in August, is that right?
Really, the last week of July, I received an termination of tenancy.
Okay, but then you were told you had to leave August 20th, according to your complaint.
Yes, after we went to court for something else.
Now, why did you notify her that you were evicting her?
Non-payment of rent. And
Tell me when that was.
they didn't finish paying the rent in July, and they didn't pay the rent in August at all.
Okay. In July, how much did they pay?
$605.
Why did you pay $605 in July?
My fiance was having problems with his job, and he wasn't working every day.
Okay, so you were shy $45
right.
in.
I don't even know it was $45. I thought it was more like $15 or so.
All right. And what happened in August? I'm asking you. Pay attention.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. In August, I got no response. So on
What do you mean you got no response?
They don't answer their door. They don't answer their phone.
Is there any reason why you didn't pay rent?
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, the end of July, it all, to me, started with an air conditioner. When I first rented the place, she said she had an air conditioner in the unit. It was in the wintertime. I asked her, does it get pretty hot up there? She said, yes, it does. I have an air conditioner you can use, when the time comes. I'll just prorate the electricity bill. We were offered an air conditioner through a friend of ours, so we took it. Saying that, she was saying that.
Okay,
it was
so you took an air conditioner.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so she said to let her know when I got the air conditioner, and I don't think I let her know that exact day that I got it because she wasn't home or something. But anyways, the air conditioner ended up being in there for like 10, 12 days before she knew about it. She called up to my house and asked me, did I have an air conditioner? And I said, yes. She said, well, would you please take it out? You didn't notify me that you had an air conditioner, and would you please take it out? So 5 minutes later, I took the air conditioner out. The next day, this note was posted on my door saying that we have a 30-day tendency to move because we have put an air conditioner in her unit without her permission. And that's where it started from. So that was dated July 31st, and we had 30 days to move. So upon that notice...
Okay, just a second. According to this, they owed $15 of July's rent. And the other $30 you tacked on here was for the air conditioner.
For the electricity bill.
Just a second. For the air conditioner, for the difference involving the air conditioner. So they didn't owe you $45 for rent. It was the additional $30 that you say that your electricity bill went up because of the air conditioner.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead. So what happened next?
So the next day that note was posted that we had 30 days to move. So I have a son. I wasn't working at the time. My fiance was only working part-time. I could not afford to pay rent to pay rent twice, to give her August rent since we had 30 days to move, and I already had put up a damage deposit of $650, and so I was, assuming to myself, well,
you're going to live off your security deposit.
Not necessarily.
Well, that's what he says. You say no, but that's what he says. You had $650. You figured she wasn't going to give it back to you anyway. You might as well use that $650 for security deposit to pay your August rent.
Right.
I got you. Okay. But that's non-payment of August rent is not the reason that she was evicting you.
To me, it wasn't. It was because of the air conditioner.
Okay. Is that why you were evicting her?
No, ma'am.
Why were you evicting her?
Late night arguments with the little boy up there, and there's only, the three of them up there. You're throwing things against my walls. You're breaking and damaging things.
Don't talk to her. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. They were doing too many things, and I have my husband, sons during the summertime. We take care of them.
Shh.
And they're loud. They woke us up at 1:30 in the middle of the night, scared my boys because she was going to burn down the house, threatened to burn down the house.
What? They were having arguments.
This child staying on this.
So they were having arguments?
All the time.
That is not true.
So if they were having arguments, why didn't you move to evict them because they were a nuisance?
Well, I had talked with Stephanie a couple times about that. You've got that child up there, you're doing things up there you shouldn't be doing with that boy up there.
You said nothing to me.
You're leaving that child by himself.
I very seldom left my son
out of the mailbox for him to come in.
I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I mean, I think she left a lot of junk, and they certainly left this apartment like a pig pen.
She would have gave me a chance, I would have cleaned up.
No. Pig. Pig. Those things you don't clean up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stephanie Brown says former landlord Toby Moore evicted her family and then kept their belongings. Toby says Stephanie is violent.
Now, what did you go to court for?
Okay, after I got the 30-day notice and like August 5th came around, she discovered evidently I wasn't going to pay her rent. So she went and filed an unlawful detainer for non-payment of August rent. We went to court like around the 14th or so, and we were asked to vacate the premises by August the 20th.
No, you weren't asked. Were you ordered to?
Ordered to vacate.
That's
right.
different. Ask and order are two different things.
Okay.
Were you out on August 20th?
August the 20th, around 7 p.m., we were in a process of moving. We only moved like 4 blocks away. I don't have a vehicle. It was pouring down, raining that whole night. We made like 7 or 8 trips with shopping carts, mind you, in the pouring rain, back and forth to our new place moving. But before that, she came about 10 minutes to 8 that evening and said that she was changing the locks on the apartment. I said, well, Toby, we're in the process of moving. Can you give us to 8 o'clock in the morning? She said, you cannot tell me what to do at my property. I can make any necessary repairs or whatever I want to my property, and you cannot tell me what to do. And then she threatened me with calling her uncle.
I just want to know whether you were
her
out.
Uncle, the sheriff.
Pay careful attention to me.
Right.
Were you out of the apartment by midnight on the 20th of August?
No, I wasn't, and she knew that, though. She came and asked me when we were going to be out, and I told her 8 a.m. that morning. And I didn't
just a second, that's maybe what you told her, but you could not be in that unit after midnight on the 20th of August.
Right.
That was the order.
Come and remove
because
us.
then what you do is instead of starting to move on the 20th, you start to move on the 19th.
That's correct, but we were...
I know it's correct. All right, so now what do you claim was left behind?
This is a list of things that were left behind in the apartment.
Let me see. A slider rocker, I'm talking about the big items, slider rocker, sofa sleeper, large kitchen table, antique golf clubs. What are antique golf clubs?
My fiance had a set of golf clubs, and they were antique. They were like 15, 20 years old.
Oh, no, those aren't antique. Those are old.
Okay, well.
There's a difference between old golf clubs and antique golf clubs.
I'm just appraising. I don't know how old they were, but they were very old.
They were very old.
Right.
Old. Old golf clubs are not antique golf clubs. Right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what happened with all these things?
Most of the things, yes.
Tell me what happened with
The
them.
things that she left behind, left in the apartment, I took pictures of, and the things that she left and took down to all my neighbors' trash.
She
And I
what?
asked her- She strategically took stuff and left in everybody's trash.
I'm just
down
talking
my
about the
alley.
furniture. I'm talking about the furniture.
So am I.
She telling me she put the chair in somebody's garbage?
Correct.
Listen to me carefully,
Yes.
Miss Moore. Is there a sofa that was in the apartment after she moved out?
No, ma'am.
That's
That
a
is a
lie.
lie.
Shh. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I mean, I think she left a lot of junk, and they certainly
Yes, she
left this
did.
apartment like a pig pen.
No, we.
Oh, yes, you did.
I did
Oh.
because I wasn't done moving. Your
No,
Honor.
no, no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
mean
listen to me.
If she would have gave me a
Listen
chance,
to
I would
me.
have cleaned up.
No, no. Pig. Pig. Those things you don't clean up. This, show her.
They shouldn't have been left like that.
I'm speaking.
Living-
Don't speak.
I'm sorry.
Nobody was going to clean that oven before you moved out, and nobody was going to defrost the refrigerator at 8 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand?
I understand that.
That's not taking care of somebody else's property. So if this is an indication,
And you know what, Your
I'm
Honor?
speaking.
Okay.
If this is an indication of how you were taking care of someone else's property, then I understand her counterclaim, which is you left the rest of the place in a complete state of disarray.
When I moved there, it was like that. She gave me $100 off to clean up. The stove and refrigerator was a mess. I had to clean all that up.
So just a second. So she gave you money off.
Right.
Fine. Now, so if that's
And I was
the
going to
case,
clean it up again after I was on, in the process of leaving. I don't
No,
leave my
that's
place
baloney.
like-
That's baloney because you didn't have time. You had to be out by midnight. So you weren't going to clean that up at all. Now, Miss Moore, we've already come to the conclusion that you didn't give her a legitimate reason for evicting her. This is not the legitimate reason, according to you. According to you, didn't like them as tenants. Then they didn't pay rent in August, so that you went and you finally got her evicted. I don't believe that she took all of her stuff. I believe that some stuff was left behind. I don't know what you did with it. You want to tell me what you did with it?
The stuff that was left behind,
Yeah, in the
she
apartment.
came and got. And the things, she came and started going through boxes, and I'm like, Stephanie, no. You have to take your stuff. You can't sit here and do this.
When did she come back?
She came back with her mother on the 22nd.
So what you're telling me is plaintiff and her mother came back on the 22nd.
Correct. Her mother came by looking for her, and I said, I don't know where she is. She moved out. And if you do catch up to her, ask her what does she want with the rest of her things. They're out in my garage. 45 minutes to an hour later, she showed up.
And those were the things that you wanted me to have. It was no
Just a
sofa
second.
in her garage.
Just a second.
There wasn't one.
Had your stuff been in her garage before?
No.
So she moved the stuff out of the apartment
Right.
into her garage.
Right, what she wanted me to have.
What did you do with the things that were in the garage?
Some stuff,
No.
the stuff that was in the garage, I put in my mother's car and took with me. Some stuff that was no good, I have a friend that owns a furniture store. They said that I could put the stuff in the trash back there. So stuff that I did not want, I put in the back of this furniture store trash.
What furniture did you take with you?
I didn't have a chance to even
Now,
get my
what
main furniture out. I took nothing but my it was mostly clothes and stuff that I had moved. I didn't get it to, the big stuff you move last, and I didn't have a chance to move that.
That's unfortunate. You had an obligation to be out of that premises by midnight on the 20th. Now, she says that you left no couch, that you left no table and chairs, that any furniture that you left, any stuff that you left, she put in a garage. You came by with your mother. Mother came first, you came second. You looked through the stuff. Some stuff you wanted, some stuff you didn't. Some stuff was trash. Even the trash she moved out of your apartment.
No, it's not.
Sure it is.
Can I call
you
a
just
witness,
told me
please,
that.
ma'am?
Sure. Call him. Your last name?
Tell us.
Go ahead, Mr. Tellis.
Okay, the things, way it went down as far as the furniture that was in the house. Her mama, my fiance's mother, knew where we was at, and we had told her where it happened.
Don't tell me anything that her mother saw, sir.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that, but...
I
what
want to
is-
know why you didn't move this stuff out on the 18th or the 19th of August. You weren't working. If you're not working, why didn't you move?
He was working.
I was working. I was working, but I was working part-time.
Well, it's working part-time, and the
Okay.
other half the time you move
Okay.
out in time.
Okay.
17th, 18th, 19th, so that you're all out on the 20th, so that you
Right.
don't start moving at 8 o'clock at night on the 20th.
Okay, actually, we had prepared to move by boxing up a lot of things, whatever. But we were moving, and about 4:30, 5 o'clock that morning, she put a lock.
The lock was there before.
She had already put a
locked
lock on the door, but she locked the door so we couldn't get in to finish taking our belongings out.
You couldn't be there 4:30 in the morning on the 21st.
Okay, but even then...
We had agreement. Then, she said, when are you going to be out? We said 8 o'clock in the morning. She said she had no problem. When we come to make our last several loads, the door was locked.
But
you listen to me. I don't believe you that you had stuff in that apartment worth $1,500 because you just said to me we came to make our last several loads. Our last several loads is not all your furniture.
No, it was our sleeper sofa, our dresser, our table, our rockers, my golf clubs, my bikes, all that.
Grills, everything.
Grills. We were to move all that.
Can I have that list? Can I have the list? So what did you take? Just a minute.
Like
so
said,
what did you... So what did you take, sir, is my question.
Basically, we took a lot of pots and pans. We took some rugs that we had. Clothes, you know, a lot of
TVs,
VCRs, but we didn't get a chance to move the big items.
Okay, good. Now, did you have a U-Haul at that night? Did you have a U-Haul at that night?
No.
Okay, now you can sit down. Now, I want to hear about your counterclaim.
Tell the truth.
One more word. One more word. Your case is going to be dismissed, and I will just concentrate on her counterclaim. Do you understand?
I understand.
Who are you?
I'm her husband.
Step up.
Yes, I was the one that mainly moved everything out of that apartment.
Where's the couch?
There was no couch upstairs. There was no couch.
Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is you left the place like a pigsty. Since I really don't know what happened to your furniture in there, I have to rule strictly on the law. And the law is that when you've been evicted from an apartment and you're told to move, you have to be totally out of that apartment on midnight the night of the move. You are not. And you are not out by midnight on the 20th, not because she didn't let you get your stuff, but because you didn't start to move until 8 o'clock at night on the 20th. So anything left in that apartment, even if you left stuff in that apartment afterwards, you can find that that stuff was abandoned by you. So even if they took it, sold it, destroyed it, gave it away, salvaged it, trashed it, or whatever, they had a legitimate right to do that because they are under no obligation to keep your stuff. Do you understand? And again, I'm not sure whether the stuff was there or not, but I am sure that it was there after it was not supposed to be there pursuant to a court order. That's one thing. So that's very easy to deal with. The second thing that I have to deal with is her counterclaim. And her counterclaim is for rent and damages to the apartment. Correct. Well, I think that there are certain damages to the apartment that I can't find caused by them. I certainly think that they left the place like a pigsty and that they have to be fined for that to the extent that they had $650 in security deposit and that at least part of that has to go towards cleaning up this apartment.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Cleaning up and putting it into reasonable condition.
Right.
And I think that probably $150 or $200 is reasonable to clean up that apartment. The problem is you stayed beyond the term of your lease. So you don't get any credit for August rent.
Right.
Which means that you owe us some money to clean up the apartment, the mess that you made, which is a couple of $100. So on the counterclaim, I'm awarding her $200 to clean up the apartment, and I'm awarding you nothing. That's all.
This is case number 490 on the calendar in the matter of Clay versus Todd. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young lady, have a seat, please.
Who is this?
This is my daughter, Mallory.
How old is she?
15.
I'd like her outside, please. I've read your complaint, and according to your complaint, the defendant was your former fiancé. There came a time when you and your child moved into her home, and it is your claim that you made 2 loans to her. One was for veterinary bills for her dog, and the other was for repairs that were done on her car. Ms. Todd acknowledges the fact that you paid the vet bill, correct?
Yes.
And Ms. Todd acknowledges the fact that you paid to have her car fixed.
Yes.
What she says is that you lived there practically rent-free for the time that you lived there with your daughter. She took care of the majority of the bills, despite the fact that you had an agreement to pay half of the bills. You actually owe her money, but she's willing to say, forget it.
Yes.
Mr. Clay, when did you move into the defendant's house?
Late September, early October of 2000.
And how long did you stay there, sir?
We moved out on January of 2002.
And what was the financial arrangement that you had with Miss Todd while you were there?
Well, the financial arrangement was never really clear-cut, but I covered things like groceries, Costco, a lot of other expenses, and she paid for household utilities.
Well, so how much money each month did you contribute to the household?
To the household? To put it on a monthly scale, I can give you figures of what I spent during the 14-month period on things like groceries and Costco and pet food and medical bills and cellular phone bills. In total, in rent for the 14 months, I paid her $17,995.74, which is almost $1,200 per month for a 14-month period.
Okay.
There were a couple of months
that would be more than fair.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true that he paid you $18,000?
That's not the figure I have.
What figure do you have?
I have that he paid about $10,000, a little more than $10,000. So basically, there's a huge dispute here. The dispute is that he moved in from a one-bedroom apartment that he shared with his daughter, in which he slept on the floor. His daughter was a latchkey child at this apartment, and his pet rat died of heat exhaustion in this apartment.
I'll go back in. What I want to know, Mr. Clay, is I want you to tell me about these two loans. When were they made?
Okay.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding them.
We were going to go to the Writers Guild Awards. Mrs. Todd wanted us all to go as a family to the Writers Guild Awards, which she was a member of the Writers Guild. And in order to do so, she did not have all of the money necessary. The tickets were, I think, $500. And so in order to do so, I put $700 worth of PG&E bills on one of my credit cards so that that money could be freed to go to the Writers Guild. But then suddenly, her car needed new brakes. It was going to be $1,200. She didn't have the money, and we needed the car to drive to Los Angeles.
Where was your car?
My car is a little teeny Honda Civic. It wouldn't have worked to carry 4 people in their bags to Los Angeles. So I agreed to place that on the credit card with the idea that she was going to pay me, with the agreement that she would pay me back.
Well, tell me about the agreement, because you changed your words several times. You said, with my thought that she would pay me back?
Well, yes, it was, okay, I will put this on the card. You will pay me back when you can pay me back. She goes, she would even state, I'll pay you back. I would state, I'm not worried about it. I know you will. We're a family.
So after the Writers Guild Award, did she pay anything towards that?
No.
Okay, now when did the dog get sick?
Well, the first charge for the dog is on the 9th of March. It was shortly after we got back.
Of 01?
Of 2001, correct.
Okay.
And I took the dog, the dog wasn't eating, so I took the dog to the vet, and the vet said that he had a enlarged spleen. And when the vet came by and said, okay, I'm going to do the splenectomy, it's going to be $2,700. The only way for this to be paid for was by me putting it on my credit card. Unfortunately, while the dog was in surgery, or shortly thereafter, the veterinary hospital broke his leg. They proceeded to take him to Davis Medical Center, where they diagnosed him with a vascular cancer and gave a prognosis of 3 to 6 months, that the leg would not heal, that it would need to be amputated, and he could go on chemo, and this might prolong his life. I was vehemently against this, but once again, I get a phone call from Miss Todd when she's now in Davis picking up the dog saying, I need you to put this on the credit card and I'll pay you back. And this was another $1,100+ for the amputation of this dog's leg.
Is that correct?
I don't believe I said I will pay you back for these. Peter and I were living as a family. We need to get these expenses done and we need to put them on the card. It wasn't as though I just rushed up to UC Davis. We discussed this with the kids, we discussed this with Peter, we discussed it with our veterinarian at great length and decided that the treatment for the dog was to go to UC Davis.
What about, Ms. Todd, the expenses for the car?
I also put well over that amount of money into the car for car repairs. It was used primarily as the family car.
I assume that it was used primarily as the family car.
Yeah, it's a big Ford Explorer. As he said, he has a little Honda. We hardly went any place in his car.
Mr. Clay, I have several questions for you, sir. I assume that by virtue of the fact that the two of you were standing on opposite sides of the table, that this relationship did not work out.
No, it did not.
Let us assume it had. And you got married. And she didn't give you back this money. Would you be suing her?
Possibly not.
Then that's not a debt.
When somebody...
You see. No, first of all, I'm going to read to you what you wrote with regard in your complaint, which could have very easily resolved at least a substantial part of this lawsuit. You say she was out of work and was in the process of taking her dog's vet to court for malpractice.
Correct.
She promised me that as soon as she won her lawsuit, she would pay me what she owed me.
Correct.
That's what you say?
Yes.
So she promised to pay you back for the car and the vet when she won her lawsuit.
Correct.
But she lost her lawsuit.
Correct.
Then you get nothing.
That was not that.
That's what you wrote. Do you understand? That's what you wrote. So, 10 months she made no payments. And you didn't say, where's my money? You didn't bring a lawsuit while you were living together. It wasn't until after you separated that you said, you know, that's not reasonable. She got the car, she got the dog, and I don't have this money. So I have a problem with that. There's a certain lack of, I believe, candor on your part when you say this was a debt that she promised to pay me back. Even you acknowledge that you had sort of a loose arrangement with regard to money. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Good. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. I'm going to step out.
I knew Judge Judy would know what to do. She always does.
She asked me repeatedly, how much money do I owe you? And I gave her a total.
Peter likes to have things his way only, and if he doesn't get them his way, he jumps right in and proves that he's right.
And then when she lost her lawsuit that she was filing, she chose not to pay me back. Told me I owed her money.
I'm really glad I didn't marry him, and I'm really glad this is over, and I thank Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Osterman versus Porter. Step forward, please.
Production manager Jean Osterman is suing her children's father, landscaper Lyman Porter. Jean says Lyman sold the children's toys behind their backs.
Miss Osterman, the defendant is your former husband, and according to your complaint, he sold some property that belonged to you and to one of your children. You want to be reimbursed for that property. Mr. Porter says that the property he sold was his. He had a right to sell it.
Yes.
When were you divorced?
1994.
And did the children remain with you?
Yes, we have joint custody.
What property did Mr. Porter take?
He came to my residence and took a trampoline that he had given them summer of 2001.
Is that right, Mr. Porter?
No, ma'am.
What was the trampoline doing at her house?
I had two trampolines, same size, and fixed them up. And we live close to each other, so where they reside, they have a pool, so I figured I can give them one of the trampolines to use for the summer. Because, like now, they outgrew it because of all their activities and things.
Well, you say that you just put it in this past summer. How could they outgrow it in 3 months?
They didn't use it, and I've already replaced the tarp and had the other one restitched, and, you know, receipts to show everything that I've done to take care of
I
them.
don't care whether you've done that, sir. The point of the matter is you can't go to her house and take things off her property without her permission.
I got permission. She wasn't home. I talked to her husband and got permission.
Really? Are you the husband? Step up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Maybe you're just thick or maybe you're simple. You have 2 children. You're not supposed to do anything to purposely hurt your children. Now do you understand? No!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jean Osterman claims her ex-husband, Lyman Porter, sold their children's toys without permission.
Go ahead.
I was working at home and the dogs were barking, and I came down and met Mr. Porter at the front of the house, and he come over and he had said that he had sold the trampoline and that he had come over to take it down. And because my wife had told me not to get involved with the situations between her ex-husband and her, I said, okay, fine. So I went in the house and tried to get a hold of my wife and couldn't get a hold of her. So she called about 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, he was already gone, and she said by no means for him to take it.
You told him he could. Your wife told you not to get involved? Took it. Okay. What's next, Miss Osterman?
He also, the reason I got so upset about the trampoline is that also in June, he had purchased as a gift for my son a YZ 1997 Yamaha motorcycle, and he sold that on him. But my son, prior to getting this motorcycle, had traded another one of his in on it, that he worked really hard for his dad and his business, and he worked the whole summer and he saved some money. And LJ can tell you more of that, but Lyman just up and sold that too and wasn't going to tell anybody about that.
Why did you do that for, Mr. Porter?
Okay, why I did it, the bike was a very small bike, and he outgrew it. He's a junior or a senior this year. He would squish it. I have other 2 bikes and trailers that they could use.
Well, what do you
anytime.
think that this is all about, Mr. Porter? I don't want to get your kids up here and testifying, but why would you do anything that would irritate your children?
They don't use it no more.
Why would you do anything that would irritate your children?
Didn't mean to irritate them.
But you did.
I have other bikes. I have other toys, snowmobiles. They're welcome to anything.
Was this a bike that you used?
Yeah.
All the time?
I use it often, yeah.
Did he have a discussion with you about selling the bike?
No, he never told me.
Does he have other bikes for you to use?
He's got one other one.
Is it in as good shape as the one that he sold?
No.
Mr. Porter, I think you make a big mistake, sir. And that is, it seems to me, you're doing little things that are irritating, and you shouldn't. You've been divorced a long time, since 1994. What is the problem with the 2 of you?
Can I show you some evidence?
Sure. What evidence do you want to show
I can show you the size of the bike and the size he is.
Here, you don't seem to get my point.
It's the bike. You might as well get rid of it before
Well,
it
you
just sits
discuss
there.
it with him. You discuss it with him.
He never helped me this summer.
You discuss it with him. That's what you do. Put your hand down. Who are you?
The brother and the uncle.
Stay out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Porter?
No.
Well, let me try again, because maybe you're just thick or maybe you're simple. You have 2 children. The idea is you're not supposed to do anything to purposely hurt your children. And if you have an irritating situation with your former wife, for whatever reason, and there has to be, because otherwise you wouldn't just show up one day at her door and say, I'm taking down the trampoline, because I decided the kids are too big, they don't play with it, or I decided I want to sell it. That's just stupid and irritating for your children. And then he's got a bike that he used. If it's too small for him, it's also too small for you. So you had no use for it. But before I would sell something that belonged to one of my children that they used, I would say, listen, I have this bike. It's too small for you. We'll sell it. Maybe we'll use the money and buy something else. We'll buy something that's bigger for you, or I have 2 other bikes that you can use. Not just sell it. Now do you understand? No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You have no case, madam.
Your Honor, my son did, on the motorcycle that he sold, my son put $900 of his money down onto it, and he worked for that money in his business. And when he sold the motorcycle, he wasn't even going to tell anybody. I found out by accident that he sold it. I mean, he told me not to tell LJ that he sold the motorcycle, and I did right before he went to Wisconsin. And with the trampoline, my daughter is in cheerleading, and she used it up until 2 weeks ago when he took it. And these are gifts.
He had permission to take the trampoline.
I don't think that my husband, I asked my husband.
He had permission from your husband to take the trampoline. Your husband is a grown man and could have said to him, you come back when my wife is home. He did not. He said, okay, go in the back and take it. That's it. And he did. Took it, and he removed it from your property. That's it. You have no case with regard to the trampoline. With regard to the motorcycle, if you want me to have your son testify against his father, I'll be more than happy to do that. Step up. Did you give your father money for this motorbike? Or?
I earned $900 the summer of '97. And we went out and we bought a bike. It was a KX80, it was a different kind. And then the summer of '99, we went and traded that bike in, and he bought me this one.
Now I got it. Sit down. So your son feels as if he was at least part owner of that bike because of a series of trade-ins. Do you understand why your son feels as if you had no right to sell that bike without discussing it with him, Mr. Porter? Do you understand why your son feels as if you had no right to unilaterally sell that bike without at least discussing it with him?
The bike didn't even work because of all the...
Do you understand why
Sorry.
your son feels as if you had no right to unilaterally sell that bike without at least discussing it with him?
I guess I could have talked to him more.
Wait.
But...
Listen. Beauty fades, dumb as forever. applies equally to men and to women. He doesn't get it, Mrs. Osterman.
I realize that.
He doesn't get it. Just because he's your father doesn't mean he's perfect. He's far from perfect. You may love him anyway, because that's what you're supposed to do. He's imperfect. He doesn't get it. No matter what I say to him, he's not going to get it. What other kinds of bikes do you have at your house, Mr. Porter?
Can I show you a picture?
Sure. Let me see.
Oh, sorry. You get it. Sorry.
Oops.
Sorry.
Okay,
there you go. All right.
Just a minute. Would you take all this crap back? Show me the 2 bikes that you have at your house.
Okay.
Sir?
Perfect shape.
LJ, listen to me. Bert is going to hand you this picture and this pen. I want you to make a mark next to the bike you want. Does that say Yamaha?
Yeah.
5 days from today, the court will prepare an order. That bike's to be turned over to your son. Do you understand? 5 days from today. That's the decision of the court. Goodbye.
This is case number 450 on the calendar in the matter of Falk versus Craig. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Falk, it is your claim that the defendant's daughter somehow got behind the wheel of a car that belonged to you while it was in a garage, drove it through the garage door, damaging the car. You want the defendant to be responsible for repairing the car, which is about $600. The defendant says that his daughter is not responsible and did not drive the car and was not responsible for the damage. You weren't there.
No, ma'am.
Your daughter was there.
That's correct.
So why don't you step up? Tell me your first name.
Kaylee.
All right, Miss Falk, where was your car?
My car was parked in my sister's private garage in Houston, Texas.
What was it doing there?
It was awaiting transport. My sister and niece moved down to El Paso, Texas, and we left the car there for my movers to pick it up at a later date. They were, at that time, taking my sister's car back.
It's actually within a garage?
Yes, ma'am. And I have pictures of that.
Can I see it?
Yes. That's the new garage she replaced.
The new door?
Yes, ma'am.
Who replaced the door?
Mr. Craig.
Good for you. How much did that cost you?
$420.
All right, Kaylee. You want to tell me how you got possession of this car?
My friend and I, Tammy, were going to her house.
Going to whose house?
Tammy's. And we saw these 2 guys, and they were emptying out the garage. And we went to go see, and they told us about the car being in there and how it had the keys in the ignition, and they didn't know what to do with the car. And
who were the 2 guys?
One said that he was his gardener, and the other said that he didn't say who he was.
Go ahead.
And they told us about everything, and so Tammy wanted to go see the car, and so we went in there, and as we were leaving, the guys gave us 2 scooters because they said that they were going to just take the stuff. They said something like, give it away or something like that. And then we left, and then Tammy wanted to go back. And so we went back, and she said that she wanted to go inside the car. And so we went inside the car, and she was in the driver's seat, and I was just in the passenger seat, and she turned on the car. And
how'd she get into the garage?
There's a door.
So you went in a door?
Mm-hmm.
So she turned on the car. Go ahead.
And she put it in reverse, and it jumped back and hit the garage.
Yeah.
That's all.
How old are you?
12.
So let's go back a little bit. You saw 2 men who were stealing property from this garage, is that right?
Yes.
And the 2 men who were stealing property from the garage told you that they were giving you 2 scooters, which you knew were stolen, is that right?
No.
You had to know they were stolen because you knew the 2 men were stealing property.
They said that Miss Tipton had called them.
Yeah. So that you knew when you took the 2 scooters. Now, where did you bring the scooters, by the way? Did you bring them to your house?
I brought one to my house, and Tammy took one.
Do you live there with your father?
My mom.
What did you tell your mother about where you got the scooter?
That this guy was packing away the stuff, and he gave it to us. And she said, okay.
When you went back there, according to you, with your friend Tammy, you knew you had no permission to go into the garage, isn't that right? You have to answer me, don't shake your head in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were committing a crime when you went in there, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you got into the car, you knew you had no permission to be in that car, isn't that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, it was Tammy who drove the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you went into the garage the first time with the men, you had the key to the car.
No, ma'am.
Did you ever have the key to the car?
Yes, ma'am. After Tammy had put it on my keychain.
When did Tammy put it on your keychain?
The second time that we were there.
Before or after she crashed the car? Before or after she crashed the car?
After.
Tell me about after. She crashed the car, and did you get frightened?
Yes.
What did you do?
I told her, Tammy, we better leave. We had no business to be here.
And you got out of the car?
Yes.
Tell me about how the key got on your key ring.
She put it on there.
You know what happens when you fib? Your nose gets longer. Doesn't make sense. Now, a lot of things make sense. Could possibly happen. You could have gone in there and it would have been just as you told me. That Tammy got behind the wheel of the car, Tammy drove the car, all of a sudden it crashes into the door, damages the door, but then you jump out of the car and you leave fast. You don't wait for Tammy to take the key out of the ignition, put it on your key ring. That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense to you, sir? No, of course not. Okay. Have you called Tammy, sir?
Yes, I have.
So, you sue Tammy. That's your job. If you feel as if your daughter is only partially responsible, you sue Tammy.
Your Honor, I feel like she's more responsible.
Well,
my defense is that there was no damage to the vehicle.
I've got pictures.
I requested pictures and never got any pictures.
You mean you crash a car into a garage door with sufficient force for you to replace the garage door, and you don't think there's any damage to the car?
I saw the car.
Your Honor, my niece is back in Houston again, and these two are in the same class at school, and she has admitted all this to my niece after I filed this lawsuit.
Really?
Yes.
Where's your niece?
Right here, Madeline.
You're Madeline?
Yes, ma'am.
You go to school together?
Yes.
Well, tell me about the conversation you had with this young lady.
Well, we usually talk at lunch because you're not allowed to talk in class. So she said they pulled off the top of the car, but they said there was no damage. But
They said there was no damage.
Kaylee said there was no damage to the car. So,
what else did she say?
She said they were in there they were in there twice over a period of 2 days.
Doing what?
Listening to the radio.
Would you show the defendant's father the pictures of the car? Can I have your estimates, please?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get the top off the car, Kaylee?
Tammy read the instructions.
So it was all Tammy. What were you doing when she was reading the instructions?
I was taking it off.
You were taking it off?
Yes.
Listen, sir, consider yourself very lucky. It's your daughter's fault. If you feel as if Tammy is partially responsible, I suggest that you sue Tammy and her mother. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There's consequences when you do something wrong.
She was highly upset.
The father, I mean, that was a ridiculous story. How could he believe it?
She told me that she didn't do it, and finally the next day she told me that, yeah, we did it.
She made a mistake. She's sorry. It's over with.
I don't think I should have been in the garage.
Take it to Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Soto versus Millett, be about. Step forward, please.
Retired construction worker Frank Soto is suing his sister, business owner Susan Millett, and her business partner Harold Beabout for stealing his disability checks while he was in jail. Susan and Harold are countersuing for the value of a car.
Mr. Soto, Miss Millette is your sister, is that right?
Yes, miss.
And Mr. Beabout is her boyfriend.
I'm not exactly...
Partner, boyfriend?
Something of that.
Something like that. You have several complaints against them. First, you say that your sister cashed and spent for her own use some of your disability checks while you were incarcerated.
Yes.
Then is your claim that when you got out of jail, you did some work for Mr. Beabout. And he promised to pay you for that work, and he never did.
Correct.
And the third thing is, you say that because they owed you all this money, they bought you a car.
Yes.
Instead of the money. And while you have the car, they refuse to give you the title to the car.
Yes.
Now, your sister says that she did, in fact, cash some of your disability checks because you asked her to pay some of your bills while you were in jail. Correct?
Yes.
Mr. Beabout does not address the work that you allegedly did for him, other than to say, Madam, you're playing with papers while I'm speaking, other than to say that they bought the car for you to use while you were doing work for them. And when you left, you took the car and they want their car back. Correct?
That's correct.
Yes, correct.
So let's deal with some simple questions first. When were you incarcerated, sir, that you claimed that your sister cashed your checks?
On 3/29/02, I was arrested for violating my conditions of parole, and I was released from custody on 9/25/02, and between that period, Social Security gave me documentation that checks were cashed in that period that she cashed without my consent.
How many checks did you cash for him?
I believe 2 with written consent and also with his words and receipts.
Well, let me see the written consent. According to you, the defendant cashed 3 checks. Is that right, sir?
She cashed 5 of them.
I have additional documents here highlighted, what he requested for me to do with the money and also receipts of work.
Well, tell me what he requested that you do with the money.
He needed Sprint bills paid.
How much was the Sprint bill?
Oh, it was in excess of $400 and something.
Okay, so that's $400. What else?
To give my children $300, or one of my children, she goes to Disneyland with her orchestra from her high school in Sacramento.
Well, what did he say there?
To give her $300.
Madam, you cashed $3,375 in checks.
No, I cashed 2 checks for $675 each. And he further
Let's
states...
see where it says... You tell him that you're going to take some of his money.
Yes,
you tell him
I
that.
do.
You need desperately to borrow, in this letter, $300.
Okay, and it states in this letter here, the $300 that he lent and said you don't have to pay it back. Harold's my current partner in our contracting business for paint and roofing. My partner prior to that was my boyfriend of 5 years.
I'm glad this was in your sad story,
Well,
madam.
no,
You
he
took his
could-
money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you want to go back to jail, sir?
No.
Give him back the car.
We
Listen
did
to
not
me.
even want the car back.
You don't want the car back? I'll tell him not to give you the car back. What do you want?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Frank Soto says his sister Susan Millett and her partner Harold Beabout stole his disability checks. The two say Frank stole their car.
Madam, listen to me. How much did you take?
Well, 2 checks at $675, but some of the check, one of the checks was to go to my mother and to my children for their Disneyland school trip.
Stop
What
it.
says right here, and as I'm writing from the...
Stop it. What happens if he wasn't in jail? What would you have done?
Well, no, he wasn't entitled to the checks.
What do you mean he wasn't entitled to the checks?
While you're in prison, you cannot receive SSI checks.
So let me ask you a question. What happens when they go after him for the check? Is he going to come after your daughter and say, give me back the Disneyland
Oh, no.
trip?
We have paid him for those checks. And his
show me.
check,
How much did you pay him back?
more than what we borrowed. We paid him about $1,600. But
Just
his
a minute. How
check
much did you pay him
was
back?
Stopped.
How much did she pay you back?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Show me. Just show me. It's your business. You have checks.
Well, it was cash. We were paying him cash through, and in these letters, he says, give the children the money. When he
Are
came
you
out
following me? I'm not interested in your letters. Give your children the money. I passed that. Show me.
We paid him cash because he was receiving SSI, and it was unfortunately a little under the table work.
then I can't help you, my dear. So I am finding that you paid him back nothing of this $1,350 that you acknowledge you took from his checks that you acknowledge he wasn't entitled to. Because you say if he was in jail, he's not entitled to disability. So you knew that. You were swift to know that. And you took that money anyway. So $1,350, because Social Security is going to come after him, especially after they see this.
And they
now, quiet. Now you tell me what you paid him, because you want to tell me that he was able to do hard labor for you.
Correct.
Right? So tell me what he did for you.
That would have to be Harold, Mr. Beaboff.
Harold, what did he do for you?
He wasn't on my payroll, Your Honor. He was not. He got out of prison. No money in his pocket.
His sister spent his money. That's why he had no money in his pocket.
That's family problem. I'm telling you what my problem. I don't owe him any money because I paid him. He come up and worked around my garage after I moved for 3 days, and I give him $100 a day out of my pocket to pay for meals and motel.
Okay.
And then
just a minute. Stop. Did you work for him for 3 days? Don't lie. Did you work for him for 3 days?
I think more than 3 days.
Well, I don't care what you think.
Yeah,
you take drugs,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Right? So your brain might be a little bit fried. You worked for him at least 3 days.
Yes.
Did he give you $100 a day?
No.
Yes, he did. Yeah, sure he did. He gave you something.
Yeah, he did.
Well, how much did he give you?
He gave me 50 one time and 100 the third day.
Well, that you remember?
Yes.
That you remember? Okay. Tell me about this car.
Well, I bought the car, Your Honor. He was incarcerated when I bought that car. So I bought that car because I have a big van and I didn't want a gas hog. I wanted something economy to ride around in. So he gets out, and he don't have no wheels. He has to go to the doctor. He's got to go to his parole officer and all that. I loaned him the wheels to drive around. And he was with me the day I took my pickup in to the garage, and he knew I had to have it in there on a Friday. So Friday, he takes the car, and that's the last I seen of him, Your Honor.
Now I'll hear you. Tell me about the car, sir.
The deal was my sister and both of them, the deal was for what the money they owed me, this was partial compensation by giving me that car because they know I needed a car. And she said this will be just partial payment and we'll pay the rest as soon as possible. And
you just made that up as you're going along.
No.
Yeah, you did. You sure you did?
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Okay. Listen to me. He wants to go back to jail. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go back to jail. He's going to go back to jail $1,350 richer because that's what you owe him for taking his money. You don't owe him anything. I believe that you did, in fact, pay him when he worked for you for the 3 days. And I don't believe that you bought him a car. So he's got to return the car. If he doesn't return the car, he's operating it without the permission of the owner. That's an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle for which he can go back to jail. Do you want to go back to jail, sir?
No.
Give him back the car.
He's going to need a tow truck for it because the transmission's gone on it.
Oh,
so he can
goodness.
have it.
We did not even want the car back. We would be afraid to get in the vehicle. The car was in perfect condition. Let me explain something to you.
He's not giving you $3,000 for the car. You don't want the car back? I'll tell him not to give you the car back. What do you want?
Well, we wanted the value of the car. Now
you're not getting that.
There won't be a value.
Understand? You're not getting that.
Okay. Well, I'm also trying to show you receipts of my name on it and his name that I put money on his prison books for money they can have while incarcerated.
How much?
There's 2 receipts for each for $100.
Okay, that makes you $1,150. Go ahead.
Okay, but then right here it states the loan, and you don't have to pay back. It's $300.
How many times do I have to explain that to you?
Well, I know. I wasn't sure I made that clear.
You made it very clear. I'm a very quick learn. In any event, Social Security, hopefully, since it's my money, is going to come back and get all this money from him because
they're already doing it, Your Honor.
Oh, good. That's what I figured. They will stop the rest of his checks because it doesn't look to me, Mr. Soto, as if you are a disabled enough person not to be employed. Certainly not for Bird to have to pay for it. That's it. You want the car back or not?
Yes, but
yes?
How do we recover it?
Well, get a tow truck and go get it. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 514 on the calendar in the matter of Tamayo versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Thanks, Bird.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayo, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, he did.
According to your complaint, you made a loan to him. Loan to him in the amount of $1,500?
Yes.
Mr. Sanchez says that you never made a loan to him for anything. Is Mr. Sanchez said that you took out some money to pay off some bills, and you gave him some money for rent and utilities that you owed to him, but there was never any loan. And Mr. Sanchez says that since you are no longer together, you've been harassing him and his new girlfriend who is expecting their first child. He has filed a counterclaim.
That is not true.
Okay. Tell me the circumstances of this loan. When was it?
It was March 19th. It was the day of his son's birthday. And he told me to take this cash advance, that he promised to pay the full amount, including any additional late charges and fees, and that he would promise to pay in 3 increments of payments towards the credit card.
Were you together at this time?
Yes, yes, we were.
That doesn't sound like a conversation people who are sharing a bed together have.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what you didn't understand.
I'm not sure.
People don't have that kind of conversation who are intimate with each other. Please take out a cash advance and I will pay you back in increments in 3 installments on your credit card. That's not kind of the way people talk to each other.
Well, that's just what
We're
he had
intimate.
said. And I had given him the benefit of the doubt because he was my boyfriend at the time. And for being a good person, like I always was with him, and I thought that he would pay me this money back. And I did not do any statement as far as written statement, and he did state for me to do that for him. And after the fact that I had taken this cash advance, it didn't dawn on me for me to do such a thing as far as writing a written statement for him to sign, okay? And
go ahead.
Well, even before that, it wasn't even a loan for me. What happened was she was getting behind on her bills with me, which made my landlord, which is my father, come after me for
What
the
do you
money,
mean
not
behind
her.
on bills with you?
She wasn't paying her part of the rent, no part of the
Well,
utilities.
what was your arrangement with her?
Well, she was going to take over half of the payment and half of the utilities.
In an apartment that you shared together?
It's a house.
When did she move in?
I don't know the exact date.
Well, come up with a month.
October 2000.
And you had been living there before?
Yeah.
And what was the rent that you were paying to your father?
At that time was $12.37.
Now, when she moved in October, what was your arrangement with her?
She would pay half.
Is that your arrangement with him?
not necessarily.
I didn't. What does not necessarily mean?
No, it was only for the amount of $500 that he had asked me to pay.
Did you pay him $500 a month?
I would pay his father. His father would tell me and ask me to specifically to give payments to his father because he was not good with money. And even after I did this cash advance, his dad even told me that I shouldn't have done this because he would not pay me a cent back.
Go ahead.
Well, at that time, I mean, I was having problems paying my own bills, let alone take on another $1,500 that I only suggested to her to take out because she was getting more and more behind with me and my father, which was putting me behind in rent and my utilities and everything else.
How long had you been living in this house that belonged to your father?
Before I was with her, about 2 years.
And how many roommates did you have?
2.
How many right before her?
Just
Anybody
my
else?
son. No.
Nobody else?
No.
So how could you get behind?
Well, when she moved in with me...
How could you get behind? You understand what I'm saying to you, Mr.
Yeah, I understand
Sanchez.
totally what you're saying.
All right.
I started getting behind because there was more income coming into the house, so therefore, what I wasn't covering in rent before she got there, my father was covering for me. So when another person...
All right, let's get back to March 19th. Let's get back to the story. March 19th, she's getting behind in the money she owes you. Go ahead.
Well, she didn't owe me. She owed the landlord, which was my father.
Go ahead.
So none of that money she took out benefited me. It paid off all her bills.
Who did she give it to?
She gave me what she owed my father.
How much?
I believe it was $600 at that time. That wasn't including the money to pay off the utilities, to pay off her end of the utilities.
And what did you do with the other $900?
Gave it back to her. Told her to pay off her bills.
What bills?
She had other credit card bills, department store bills, whatever bills she had, I don't know exactly. But I do know for a fact department store, a lot of department stores.
Your Honor, as far as me giving him money, that was not true. If so, like I said, his dad did specify to continue making payments to his father because of the same reason that he's not good with money.
You say that he gave you a check.
And I would never...
I'm speaking. You say he gave you a check for $180.
Yes, and I actually have another check, too, that he bounced.
say that he gave you a check for $180 because you made a payment on this.
That's right.
And so you would have that check for $180?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
Here's actually 2 checks that he had given me that were NSF. And after the fact, he gave me that $180 to pay towards that credit card 3 days after the fact.
Oh, shh, could you be quiet for a second? Mr. Sanchez, what did you give her a check for $180 for?
I believe that's the one that I did not sign.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I don't remember writing that check. I do remember one check for $50, which was the first payment that I made because she couldn't make it, and another check because she kept coming around the house, would not leave me alone. So
That's not true.
I
That
wrote
was
her a check
his
to get her out of my
request
hair.
to come to his
just
house.
so she would stop coming around.
That was his request for the $180 to cover my check, because the bank was calling me, telling me that my account was 60-day delinquent after he had promised to pay this bill. And I did not know that was true until after the fact. My bank called me saying that it was delinquent, that I started coming around his house for the money, and he kept on telling me that he still continued to pay the payments and he was still ongoing making payments, which was a lie. And he said he was even going to take upon himself to call the bank himself and clarify all this, which was never true.
Mr. Sanchez, please be quiet. Is this one quiet?
When she wants to be.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What made me frightened is me walking out to my kitchen in my underwear, and
That's
this
not
woman
true.
right here is pressed up against the window.
And later today,
How did the dog get out?
Well, the dog, it's only loose, no fence.
They have to have a fenced yard.
You're not the dog police.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Carmen Tamayo claims ex-boyfriend John Sanchez owes for a cash advance taken from her credit card. John says the money was used to pay her bills.
Mr. Sanchez, you're going to have to explain to me, sir, why you would write her a check 5 months after the March date when she took out this money for $180 and that check bounced.
Okay, well, I don't remember writing a check for $180 then. I don't remember what it was for.
You wrote on here bill.
I honestly, I don't remember writing that. I only remember 2. So I don't have an answer for you.
Now, I'll hear you about your counterclaim, Mr. Sanchez.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, then I don't either, so I'll dismiss your counterclaim. If someone files a lawsuit because they claim someone is stalking them and harassing them, that means that they're in fear, that means that their life has been turned upside down, unless you're just a pest. I mean, I don't understand what you say when you say, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Okay, well, as far as me filing the claim, every day she would like park down the street and then walk up to the house. She walked through the garage, was already moved out, didn't have a key to the house, caught me with my new girlfriend.
When did she come into your house, sir? In what month?
Your Honor, I know what day it was.
Oh, good. Step up. Tell me what day it was.
She moved out on Memorial weekend, and 3 days after that, it was a Wednesday evening.
So we're talking about last May?
Yeah.
Sit down. Not interested in last May. Last May doesn't make you frightened, sir.
What made me frightened is me walking out to my kitchen in my underwear, and
That's
this
not
woman
true.
right here is pressed up against the window, walk through the plants.
Okay, Mr. Sanchez, when was that, sir?
Again, I don't know the exact date.
Well, give me a month, sir.
June.
Mr. Sanchez. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Were you sleeping the last 10 months?
No, ma'am.
So why are we here, sir? Humma?
I think that's a question for her.
No, it's a question I'm asking you, sir.
I
She
don't-
wants her money. I'm asking you why you have just given me 2 instances that occurred almost a year ago, and all of a sudden you wake up and you say she's harassing and stalking me. You must have something more current, Mr. Sanchez. Otherwise, you're like Rip Van Winkle.
Something more current. No, she hasn't done nothing more current.
Oh, good. So then your life is happy now. Is that right?
I wouldn't say happy, but it's more or less without
Well, that's
her.
not her fault. That's her fault. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
As far as somebody forcing her to go do that, that never happened.
I leave him alone. I don't even come around his house like he says.
She basically said, like, I told her to do it, right? Well, I merely suggested.
I just think it's it's not true, and he knows that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Walker versus Peterson. Step forward, please.
Secretary Kelly Walker is suing real estate agent Deborah Peterson for the value of her dog. Kelly says the animal ran away, and Deborah was the person who found it.
Mrs. Walker, what kind of dog did you have?
He's a black Labrador. His name is AJ.
And you had this dog in the summer of 2002 when you and your husband were going on some sort of a retreat or to a program or something. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
What kind of program were you going into?
It was a rehab program to get our lives together.
Were you involved with drugs or drugs and alcohol or both?
Drugs and alcohol, yes.
How long is the program?
It was for 90 days.
Was it court ordered?
Yes, it was.
When were you scheduled to go into the program?
July 1st. And
when did your husband go into the program?
He went in maybe about 2 weeks prior.
What arrangements did you make for your dog when you and your husband were going to be in this rehab program?
We have a person that stays at our place, and he's been there for like almost 2 years. We've known him for a long time, and he was babysitting our dog. He was watching our dog while we were gone.
But your dog got away. Is that right?
Yes.
And you don't know what happened with the
Correct.
dog. But somehow your dog got out and found its way to the defendants, Mrs. Peterson. Is that right?
That's correct.
When and under what circumstances did you come into the possession of AJ?
On July 5th, I saw a dog in the road, and I always stop for dogs in the road. And I pulled into Circle K, and I went in the store, and I asked them if they knew who owned the dog. And they said that he had been there all night, and they didn't know who owned him, so I left my business card.
And you took the dog?
Yes.
Did the dog have a collar?
It had a collar, but it had no tags.
What was the next thing that happened with the dog, and when?
I took him home. I gave him food and water, and he lived at my house for 3 months.
Did anybody call you in that 3-month period?
In July, Gabriel called me. And
July what?
Mid-July, approximately.
Okay. You're Gabriel. Step up.
Correct.
You the one who was supposed to be watching the dog?
Correct.
How did the dog get out?
Well, the dog, it's on a loose, no fence.
So the dog can go wherever the dog wants to go?
Yeah, but he usually stay by the house.
But he didn't stay by the house?
Correct.
Okay, good. So you have the dog now. Gabriel calls you and says what?
That dog belonged to them, and when he told me there was no fence, we have contracts with Sun City Friends of Animals that...
Look at me when you're speaking.
If an owner does not have a fenced yard, or somebody wants to adopt a dog, they have to have a fenced yard.
You're not the dog police. Did he ask you for the dog back?
Yes, he did, but he never came to get the dog.
Did you go and get the dog?
Not by myself, no.
Did you go with anybody to get the dog?
No.
Ever?
No.
Good, sit down. Did you ever contact her?
Okay, now at this point, when I was away, my husband, he, I guess apparently went and spoke to Deborah Peterson.
Yeah, Mr. Walker, when
Yes.
did you go and speak to Miss Peterson?
That was around maybe the first week of August.
So she's already had the dog for a month.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We were very happy to find out that she had found our dog, and I was willing to do anything to let her know that we were wanting to pick our dog up.
Just listen to me.
Okay.
Did you go and pick up your dog?
I made an attempt to go and pick my dog up, yes.
In August?
Yes, I did.
Did you go to her house?
I went straight to her office where she was at to get a hold of her.
Good, and what did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her, just please do me one favor. We love that dog so much. We want him back. And he's like our kid. And we love him very much. And we would do anything to make sure he got returned to the home. And she said that she would have no problem with watching the dog and not to give him away to anybody else and to return him to us.
Is that the conversation you had with him?
I don't remember saying that I was going to hold a dog for him. That I don't remember saying that. The way I saw things happen was I got a couple phone numbers of the parents, and I talked to the parents.
Who are the parents?
I don't know.
You mean their parents?
One of their parents.
My parents.
And I talked to them over the phone a couple times. I gave them directions to my house.
You mean their parents?
Yes. And on Sunday, they were going to come pick the dog up. It was like mid-August. And I waited all day Sunday, and nobody showed up.
Did you tell your parents to go and get the dog?
Yes, we were going to make arrangements, but I could not
The
leave.
answer is either yes or no. Did you tell them to go and get your dog?
Yes, I did.
And they did not go and get the dog?
No, they couldn't.
Okay, fine. What date did you get out of your program?
September 28th.
Well, when did you get in touch with her?
At that time, what did I do at that very moment? I looked into the information.
What date did you get in touch with her and say, I want my dog back?
The very next month, the following month, like the first, second, third, it was right around
Of
there.
what month?
October.
So she's had your dog July, August, September, and in October
Right.
you finally called her.
Well, I had looked into it because my husband had already gotten in contact with her, and
What did you do with the dog, Ms. Peterson?
I found another rescue that would not euthanize the dog.
And as far as you know, was the dog placed in a home?
That's correct. I followed up.
Put your hand down, sir. I'm not interested. Can't you get that? I do see your hand up there. You have nothing else to contribute to this case. You never went to get the dog. That's what you testified.
What was the reason?
I don't care what the reason was. You never went to get the dog and say, this is my dog. I'm responsible for it. I'm responsible for it. Take the police and go get your dog. You never did that. And you were out of your program for a period of time?
No, I left for 1 day to go retrieve my dog.
And you didn't?
No, I attempted
And you
to.
did.
The dog was
And you
not there to
didn't.
retrieve.
And you didn't. Ms. Walker?
Yes.
And you got out of your program on the 28th of September?
Yes.
And you did not go on the 28th of September to retrieve your dog?
Yes, I did. As a matter
You
of fact,
did?
I did. I looked into
tell me,
information.
Shh, just a second. Tell me where you went on the 28th of December to get your dog.
I went home to look into the information of where the dog was located.
Did you go to her job?
Yes, I did.
On the 28th of September?
That exact day, I can't say that exact day, but I
Let me explain something to you.
I didn't
Your
know
dog
the
doesn't-
person at the time.
Let me explain. Your dog's gone. It's adopted by somebody else.
Yes.
Go get another dog. You understand? 3 months, she took care of your dog. You didn't send her a dime. Your parents didn't come and pick up the dog. He had the ability to go and get your dog. You were someplace else in a court-ordered rehab. That's what happens. You kept a dog without a fence, according to him. We don't have fences. It usually comes home. That's where you chose to keep your dog. This dog that you loved like a child. The dog got out, could have gotten killed, was around a parking lot. She rescued the dog. Instead of saying thank you, you sue her. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is case number 523 on the calendar in the matter of Al-Mamani versus Dickerson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is that your dog?
Yes, it is.
Is that the same dog that you claimed in your complaint that he stole?
Yes, it is.
Well, when'd you get it back?
Friday evening, I found her half a mile from my home. She's been missing since December 18th.
So you found her? Great.
She reappeared on Friday evening.
Good, because according to your complaint, you claim that he said, unless you come home right away, I'm going to steal your dog. You came home the next day. Your dog was gone and some property missing. Did you take her dog?
No.
Do you know what happened to her dog?
She left the gate open.
You think that's what happened?
Yep, and ran
All right.
out.
Well, but now you got the dog back. Perfect. So what else do we have to talk about today?
Some missing property that Daniel took from me.
What?
He took my CD player. He took my son's electric guitar. And when he threatened to take the dog, he broke my 27-inch TV and my goddess statue and cash.
I did none of that. Her son broke the TV when she was
Put your
gone.
hands down. Put your hands down. CD player.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
Guitar.
One of her son's friends took it, I believe.
What makes you think, Mr. Almonte, that he took the guitar?
He was the only one in my home at the time it disappeared. My son went to school at 6:30 in the morning. Daniel was up early. I got up at 8. The guitar was gone.
And that's the only proof that you have?
Yeah.
What else?
My son saw him bag the dog and take it away.
Well, where's your son?
He admitted that he stole my cash to a police officer.
Let me see. You have a police report?
They didn't file a police report. They just took the complaint, and they were supposed to arrest him. They let him go.
Miss Almonte.
He returned $46.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, who did he return the money to?
Officer returned $46
Is that
to
right,
him to give
sir?
to me.
Did you speak to a police officer, Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah, oh.
But you take your hands out of your pockets. Did you speak to a police officer?
Oh, yes, yes.
Mr. Dickerson, don't fiddle around with me, sir. I have limited patience. Do you understand?
Yes,
The dog is now back with her.
yes,
You took some cash from her house? Look at me. Just answer the question.
yes.
When did you take the cash and how much?
It was $60, December 15th, maybe,
Could it have been the 17th?
maybe the 17th.
Good. Now, where did you get the cash from, Mr. Dickerson?
I was on the floor in her bedroom.
Were you living there at the time?
No, I was just staying there.
Were you living there at the time?
No.
So somehow you got into her bedroom and the cash was on the floor. Is that right?
No, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I stayed the night, and the money was on the floor.
Is that right?
No, it was in my purse, and I asked him to leave, and it was
Just a second.
missing.
Had he spent the night with your permission?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is correct.
Yes.
So you took $60 from the floor.
Yes, it was.
Why did you take the $60 from the floor?
Because I didn't know whose it was, and so I.
Mr. Dickerson, I don't want you to say anything that makes you appear to be foolish. And if you tell me something that's not true, I guarantee you, Mr. Dickerson, I will make you appear very foolish. Do you understand?
Yes.
So let's get to the truth of it. Let's put an end to it, and let's move on.
Okay.
We understand each other?
Yes.
Very good. So let's go back. December 17th.
Okay.
You found money on the floor in her bedroom, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know who it belonged to.
No, ma'am.
You thought it belonged to the tooth fairy. Is that right?
Yes.
So you took it.
Yes.
Now, on what date did police officer speak to you?
He came that night to my house.
Which is a different house from where the money was.
Yes.
And what did you say when he came to your house?
He asked me if I had the money. I said yes. He goes, "Can you give it back?" I said, "Sure."
And how much did you give back to Officer?
The $60, I believe.
No, you didn't. You gave back only part of it. You spent some of it.
I believe. I can't recall.
Think hard.
I think it was maybe $57 I gave back.
So you spent some of it.
Maybe $3 of it, yes.
Okay. Now, is that the same day as your dog was missing?
She disappeared December 18th, early that morning.
On the 18th. And when did the guitar come up missing?
2 weeks prior.
The guitar was missing 2 weeks before that, Miss Alamani. And then you tell me that on December 17th, he slept at your house with your permission? With you. Is that right?
No, he was there alone. He was there I was not home.
I thought you told me that he was there with your permission on the 17th.
That was December 11th when he stole the cash.
Was
It's
the
December
11th?
11th that he admitted to stealing the cash. The dog was December 17th. He threatened and missing December 18th.
Oh. So it was the 11th that you took the cash, and that's when he was staying there with you?
Yes.
Now, when was the guitars taken?
In that period, right around there. I'm not sure the exact date. I just know between 6:30 and 8 a.m.
Was it taken the time the cash was taken, or was it taken the time the dog was taken?
Time the cash was taken, around that
That
time.
was December 11th.
Yes, that's when the call was made to the police.
When you told Officer about the cash, did you also tell him about the CD and the guitar?
Yes.
Did you tell him that they were all taken at the same time, or were they taken at different times?
I was reported him missing. I don't think he asked me when.
But the CD and the guitar were taken before the cash was taken?
The CD was later. The CD player?
Yeah.
Later.
Later? What makes you think he took it?
My sons told me that he broke it. He was in my house without my permission. I took it to get it repaired. He took it from that person they told me. He and his
That's all
girlfriend picked it
hearsay,
up.
Miss Alamani. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the cash he returned?
Part of it.
Part of it, except for $3, according to him. It's probably a little bit more. And the dog you got back. Is that right?
I found her Friday afternoon.
Great. All right. She in good shape?
She's had puppies.
She's had puppies? Gee, that's interesting. Was she pregnant when she was taken?
She was in heat. I wasn't going to breed her till she was 2 years old if I wait till she's fully developed.
You know where these puppies are?
I have no idea.
Do you know where the puppies are, sir?
I have no idea.
Mr. Dickerson, have you been leaving the plaintiff alone?
Yes.
You have a restraining order against you?
Yes. She keeps on calling me.
Really?
Yes. I got a tape right here.
What does she call you for, sir?
I have no idea. I don't return her calls.
Well, what does she say on the tape?
Will you please call me back? She gives me the phone number and all that. And
What do you call him for?
I called him about if he's appearing on the court, and if he got his papers, he was served.
How many times did she call you, sir?
about 8 times
Was it after you were served with papers?
before. She's called me way before the court case was even, before she even filed for the case. She kept on calling me.
But that was after her dog was taken?
I believe so. Well, when she got the restraining order on me when we went to court,
When did you get the restraining order?
The permanent 3 years, January 21st, but the temporary was filed, granted January 8th.
Can I see those papers, please?
Yes.
Mr. Dickerson, have you ever been incarcerated, sir?
yes,
When was the last time you were incarcerated?
about 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
For what?
fighting.
Prior to that?
It was for being in a stolen car with a friend that he had keys to. I didn't know it was stolen.
So you were a passenger in a stolen car?
Yeah.
According to this, 2 birds were killed. What kind of birds were killed?
Parakeets. I paid $20 each for them.
What do you mean they were killed?
I kicked them out one night in December around this time, and the first bird disappeared, and there was feathers all over the place. I heard the cage crash. There was 4 birds, 2 females, 2 males. The day before the final restraining order, someone broke into my house, cut my other bird's head off, and flattened my tire.
You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Dickerson?
No, ma'am.
How long were you the plaintiff's boyfriend?
2.5 months, 3 months.
Prior to that, did you have a girlfriend?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
What did you have to hesitate for?
Well, was planning because I was in the service and I was planning on getting married, but we never did.
She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Courts take domestic violence and stalking very seriously, sir.
Well, I got tapes that she keeps on calling me.
Do you mean she keeps calling you, inviting you over?
She just wants me to call her for some reason. I have no idea.
Maybe she wants her dog back, sir.
I don't know. I didn't take the dogs.
Let me hear. Yes, you did.
10, February 17th at 9:39 p.m. Yeah, this message is for Danny. I need you to call me back. Thanks. 10, February 24th at 4:46 p.m. Hey, Danny. It's Tracy. Why don't you give me a call at your earliest convenience? Thanks. 10, February 25th at 7:17 p.m. Hey, Danny, it's Tracy. If you want to call me back, it's in time, yes. 21:44. Bye.
That was it.
That's 3 calls.
That's all I have. I recorded.
Why did you call him those 3 times, Tracy?
I was calling about the dog and also to see if he's appearing on the court.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. February 17th was 2 months after your dog turned up missing. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's not the reason for your telephone call. You called him on the 17th, the 24th, and the 25th. The reason you say is because you want to know if he was coming to court. You cannot send mixed signals. Do you understand? From what I read in these reports, if what you say here is true, he's psychotic. Anybody who comes into your house, kills your animals, because that's what you said he did, right? He came into your house, he cut the head off your bird, right? That's psychotic. That is psychotic behavior. You don't have lapses where you say, well, maybe it wasn't him, and maybe he's not so bad, I'll call him. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm not.
If you have a restraining order, that means he's not supposed to have any contact with you. You don't initiate any contact with him. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
there's a difference between a shirt, sir, and a $400-some-odd CD player, don't you think?
No.
You don't?
A gift is a gift.
Really? Not if I don't find it's a gift, sir.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tracy Almamani says ex-boyfriend Daniel Dickerson is a stalker. She claims Daniel chopped off the head of her pet bird.
If what you say in here is true, you don't want to have anything to do with him. The main thrust of your complaint was the dog, which has been resolved.
Yes.
Stay away from him. Don't call him. Don't contact him. Do you understand? Because if this is true,
I won't.
He's
contact
mentally ill. If it's not true, then he's not. But if it's true, he really has to get help because he's very sick. You understand that, sir?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You understand that anybody who would take out their anger and frustration by cutting the head off of a bird is a very sick person. You do understand
I don't
that?
know who would do that. Such thing.
I don't know who would do that either. Somebody who's very sick and requires help,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And if that person didn't get help, that person would be a number one jerk. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed because you got your dog back. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I like the outcome.
I'm happy that I got my dog back.
Because she keeps on calling me.
I don't want to be a part of his life. I will not call him ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peterson versus Parker. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Lauren Peterson is suing her former lover, 24-year-old insurance adjuster Christopher Parker for an unpaid loan to buy a CD player. Christopher claims it was a graduation present.
Ms. Peterson, you claim that the defendant owes you for a loan, it's about a year old, for a CD player for his car. You and the defendant know each other for a long time from college, but only briefly dated, according to you.
Yes.
Mr. Parker says you did, in fact, put the CD player that he wanted for his car on your credit card, but that it was a graduation present. That's your defense. Is that right, sir? How long did you date Miss Peterson, Mr. Parker?
Somewhere around 6 weeks. Not very long.
From when to when?
I want to say right before Christmas until probably a little after January.
And you graduated from college at that time, did you?
Yes, I did.
And tell me about this gift that she purchased for you. When did she purchase it? Where were you? How did she know you wanted it?
She purchased it, I guess, during January. It's been a while. I don't quite remember.
If you don't remember, then I'm going to have to ask her.
Okay.
He asked me to borrow it the last week in January, asked me to borrow money for the CD player. He actually ordered it himself online and used my credit card number.
Where was he when he purchased it? At your house or at his house?
At his house. We never lived together.
So were you at his house when he...
No, ma'am. I was in college, which is an hour away from...
So he called you on the phone?
Yes.
Tell me about the conversation.
He had been looking at CD players to put in his newly purchased car, and he found one that he liked, which had a limited availability. So he was talking about it for a day or two, and then he asked me if he could borrow the money. And I said, because he asked me if he could borrow the money, that was the only reason I was loaning him the money, and I would expect repayment when he got a job.
Go ahead.
It did happen like that, except for I didn't ask to borrow it. She said since I had graduated, she'd go ahead and pay for it.
Well, just a second. You called her at her house?
Well, we were talking on the phone, and I was telling her what I'd found.
Well, tell me about the conversation now that you remember it better.
What do you mean? Oh,
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean?
we were talking on the telephone, and because I had DSL, so I had the internet connection already. So I was telling her what I had found on there, and she said, go ahead and order it. She paid for it.
You're talking to her on the phone, and you're playing with your computer at the same time.
That's correct.
Right? I hate when people do that. So you're talking to her on the phone, and you're playing with your computer, and you found this CD player that you wanted for your car. While you're talking to her on the phone, you said, I found the CD player that I want, right? Would you like to buy it for me as a gift? I mean, how did that, I really want to know.
How it came about is because, like she said, there was limited availability, and at the current time, I didn't have a job, so she offered to buy it.
Tell me, don't say she offered to buy it, because that's not what people usually say to each other. I'm offering to buy this to you.
Well, she just said that she would pay for it.
And?
So I said, okay.
How much after that did you stop seeing each other?
I don't recall.
I do.
Go ahead.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
February 13th.
And what happened to your relationship with Miss Peterson within 2 weeks of purchasing this CD player?
I just decided that I didn't want to see her anymore, and so I broke up with her, told her I didn't want to talk to her, and she kept harassing me.
Well, first of all, Miss Peterson, let's start with this. I don't know what you see in him, or what you saw in him. Whatever it is, I don't see it. Let's start from that. Right, and maybe my eyes are getting old, but I don't see it. Visually, I don't see it. Now, maybe there's a character thing there or something else. Animal sensuality, I don't see that either. So maybe we're talking character.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I certainly don't see good character, because if within 2 weeks he decides that he doesn't want to see you anymore, the nice thing would be to pay her back for the CD player. Wouldn't that be the nice thing?
Well, she also bought this shirt.
Mr. Peterson,
do I need to pay her back
wouldn't
for that?
that be the nice thing? There's a difference between a shirt, sir, and a $400-some-odd CD player, don't you think?
No.
You don't?
A gift is a gift.
Really? Not if I don't find it's a gift, sir. Because according to you, when we started this case, you said, I don't actually remember. Well, Miss Peterson remembered very clearly. Miss Peterson said she remembered that you said, I found this thing. It's got limited availability. If I want it, I have to have it now. I don't have the money. Can you advance me the money? I need your credit card number. And I find that you made an agreement to pay her back. That's what I find. How much does he owe you?
Well, this is the total inclusive is $351.46, but he owes me other items.
What?
That several CDs of mine, an Ethernet cable, and negatives to photographs.
Your case has to do with a CD player,
Right.
not a kitchen sink.
Okay.
Not everything under the sun. $351.46.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay that amount in one lump sum?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you didn't have any finance charges, is that right?
No.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $351.46. Ms. Peterson, be smart. Don't give anybody, ever, your credit card.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, nobody. Goodbye.
This is case number 518 on the calendar in the matter of Lockhart versus Schaefer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats. You're welcome, Judge.
Miss Lockhart, you and the defendant were in a relationship, and I gather leased an apartment together. There came a time when you claimed that he threw you out of the apartment and kept some property that belonged to you. In addition to that, you claim that he has been engaging in a course of harassment against you, and you want to be compensated for that as well. Mr. Schaefer says, totally untrue, you moved out on your own. He is counterclaiming for half of the rent for the months that were remaining on the lease after you left, and that the items that you claim belong to you were actually jointly purchased. So, tell me when you leased this apartment and how long was the lease? Questions are going to get harder.
Okay. According to his countersuit, he put August 5th. I honestly don't remember the date that we signed the lease.
When did you sign the lease? When was it to begin?
August 5th.
Of
02.
Are you still in the apartment, sir?
Yes.
Do you plan on staying there?
Yes.
Okay. When did you move out of the apartment?
On November 17th, I went to work and got off at 6. At 6 o'clock, we had a store meeting. After the store meeting, some coworkers and I
know you have this in your mind.
Okay.
But we're going to have to do this my way.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. You moved out on November 17th?
He kicked me out. I came home and all my belongings were outside on the lawn.
When you say all your belongings, were they packed in suitcases? Were they packed in garbage bags? Were they just thrown out?
They were piled up. There were a couple of chairs and a set of TV trays. The mattress to my bed was in the doorway, like propping it open permanently. The bed springs and the frame of the bed were still in the house. They were in the living room, along with my clothes and...
Where were your clothes?
Just thrown in a heap, like they had been ripped out of drawers and out of the closet, along with different items like tapestries and pictures off of the wall.
Okay. What was the hissy fit about, Mr. Schaefer?
I believe that I had caught Jessie with another man.
What do you mean you believe? Either you did or you didn't?
Well, she received a ride home from a gentleman that evening, and they were in the vehicle together when they arrived at the apartment.
Yes. So somebody was in a car with her?
Yes. Someone that she had priorly explained to me that she had maybe feelings for.
Is that what caused this hissy fit?
Yes.
So what did you do with her clothes?
I didn't do anything with her clothes. I left them in the closet and in the drawers. I may have moved a few items to the front of the apartment, but...
What do you mean may have moved, Mr. Schaefer? Let's get it buttoned down, sir.
I moved a few of her things.
What did you move?
Her bed frame.
And where did you move the bed to?
Just to the front of the apartment.
And what about the TV trays?
I may have set a TV tray outside.
Outside where?
In the front porch.
And what was that supposed to connote to her?
Just a message that unfaithfulness is just not, it shouldn't be a part of a relationship, and if she wanted to be that way, she needed to remove her things. Just leave.
So what you said to her was, if you have any feelings for this other person, I want you out of the apartment.
Yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. So then I don't have to entertain your counterclaim. You threw her out. You threw her out. That doesn't necessarily mean she has to leave. She could stay. You might not be happy with her staying under those circumstances, but she's entitled to stay. You threw her out. Well, you took her bed, you threw it out. You took her things, you threw it out. And you said to me, what I told her was, I'm not going to tolerate that. You want to have a relationship with somebody else, get out. So you threw her out. Counterclaim is dismissed. Now we can deal with your claim. Perfect. What items do you claim that he retained that belonged to you?
From the next day, I went back to the apartment because I still hadn't even gotten my cell phone out of it. From that point up until right before Thanksgiving, I was in and out of the apartment with the aid of my friend Jamie and my parents to remove my items. Never was my PlayStation 2 or 8 of my games there. And
okay,
those, okay, sorry, I have a loud voice.
I apologize.
No, you just are droning on. I said to you, what items do you
Those
claim
are
are in the
those are
house?
the items.
PlayStation, you know, you gave me a whole story.
Okay.
It's not necessary to give me a whole story unless I need a story.
I'm sorry.
PlayStation and games. Now, Mr. Schaefer, I've read your answer very clearly, and you said that the only property you retained was purchased jointly.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
But then you go on to say, the next sentence of your answer says, purchased the games together. It doesn't say we purchased the PlayStation together. Now, are you being careful with your language, sir?
Yes.
Good. So the PlayStation belonged to her because she bought it?
Yes.
You didn't think I'd notice?
No,
you were hoping for the best. Fine. PlayStation goes back to Miss Lockhart, Mr. Schaefer. Now, is it a fair statement that two of you jointly purchased the games to play on the PlayStation?
Well, for all intents and purposes, we can say that, but I can't swear that he bought any of them because I don't believe he did.
You buy some?
Yes.
How many did you buy?
Probably about 3 or 4.
And how many do you have? 8?
No, I only have 7 that she's listed.
So if you bought 3 or 4, let's say you bought 3 and you return 4 to her, sir, unless you want to be a sport and return all 7 since you don't have the PlayStation anymore. Right? Mm-hmm. So anywhere from 4 games to 7 games, you're going to return to her. We'll see what kind of a guy you are. Now, you want to pursue this issue of harassment?
Yes, please.
Well, is it true, Mr. Schaefer, that for a period of time after Miss Lockhart left, you were annoying her?
That was only after she returned to the apartment twice, once asking me for a ride home from work after we had split up, and we spent some evenings together. So I was a little bit confused as to her intentions.
When was that?
2 or 2.5 weeks after the break.
According to you, there were emails, a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
When were they?
On December 22nd, he emailed me 422 times with things such as, Jesse, are you getting a new for Christmas?
I didn't ask you to read them.
The numbers that I've circled on each of those pages are how many times that particular email was sent to me. One was sent 171 times in a row. Others were sent just once.
They were all sent on the same day.
Yes, they were.
December 22nd, December 23rd, he was having a bad day.
That wasn't the only bad day, Your Honor.
You were having a bad day, Mr. Schaefer?
Yes, ma'am.
I got it.
Could we talk
Ms.
about some of
Lockhart,
the other bad days he's had?
What are other bad days?
One of the bad days, he followed me from my work to the gas station and tried to run us off the road she was driving. Another bad day, he called my cell phone 71 times in a period of 4 hours.
What, was that before or after you spent an evening with him?
This would have had to have occurred after I had gotten a ride home from him.
When you got a ride home from him, tell me about it.
I don't know which job I was working at, but the person who I was working with was unable to take me home, and I wasn't able to get a hold of Jamie, who was the girl I was living with, and I called other people and only got voicemail, so I asked him to give me a ride home.
You work in the same store?
No, we do not.
So you had to call him at his place of business?
Actually, I think I called him at his house.
Mm-hmm.
What had happened is we went a few days without speaking after I moved my things out, and we were trying to reconcile it. Understand, I've been with him for over 2 years at that point, so even though he did do all this to me, I didn't know where my emotions were, and I thought, you know, if you want to be grown up about this, this is a good opportunity for us to talk, and we went back to his house, we talked for a while, and then she came and picked me up from his apartment, our old apartment.
You can't send out mixed messages, Miss Lockhart.
I'm sorry.
But you know you did.
I'm paying for them.
You sent out mixed messages. You can't send out mixed messages. Mr. Schaefer, you're going to leave her alone?
Yes.
You have a restraining order in place now?
Yes.
Have there been any further contacts?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I still get calls and hang-ups, and I've called him. I believe it's him, because I don't know of anyone else who calls me and hangs up repeatedly.
So you called him for what?
I called back the number and left a message saying, I will get my phone tapped, and then the police will only have to look to see if it was you that was calling, and then you will have gone against your restraining order and will be put in jail. He still follows me to our neighborhood bar, which is supposed to stay at least 500 feet away from me. And he goes to conveniently the same gas station in our neighborhood, things like that. He text messages all of my friends with stuff about me, and they'll just have to individually get their own restraining orders.
Mr. Schaefer, if any of what she says is true, which is difficult to prove here,
Right.
I'm going to suggest to you that you got to put a period and move on. If you feel sad one day and you have a couple of drinks at home, you decide to pick up the phone or to go over to your computer and memorialize any of your feelings and these things, it's counterproductive. It didn't work out. It's finito. Over. And all you have to return is the PlayStation.
Okay.
And between 4 and 7 games. And stay out of her life.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't send him any mixed messages. If you need a ride home, call a cab. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right? Mixed messages are very bad. Men don't understand mixed messages. They understand clear. This is wood. This they understand. They don't understand soft stuff, Miss Lockhart. Do I make myself clear? Good. Thank you very much. That's all.
Party's excused. Step out, please.
He's put me through hell.
Spitefulness or vengefulness,
He's been a complete jack.
you know, it wasn't a bad deal when we were together.
He says that he knows that I was gallivanting with another man.
Things went sour, and unfortunately, this is where it ended up.
I hate men.
And now the next case.
All party in the matter of Eldridge versus Eldridge. Step forward, please.
Truck driver Johnny Eldridge is suing his brother, Tommy Eldridge, for an electric bill. Tommy is countersuing for non-payment of services rendered.
Mr. Eldridge, the defendant is your brother, and according to your complaint, you made a loan to him for an electric bill, a couple of $100s. He refuses to pay you back. Your brother says it was really a helping hand, there was never a loan, and he is counterclaiming because he said he did a whole lot of work for you around the house for which he was never compensated. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you pay this electric bill for him?
September 14th.
Why?
I feel sorry for him.
Tell me how it came about that you even knew he had this electric bill problem.
Well, out of my father's house the day before, on the 13th.
You were at your father's house?
Yes.
The two of you?
Yes. And that afternoon, I get home, and he's called, wanted to borrow money to pay his electric bill. And I said, I don't know.
Well, what did he say to you?
He said his girlfriend has left him, so he has no money.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You erected a fence on each side of the backyard.
With his help.
Then you did brakes for a truck.
Brother and his mistress.
Go ahead.
So that next day, I called him up and said, Tom, I'll pay your electric bill for you. So when can I have the money back? He says, I'll give it back to you when my mother-in-law gets back from the coast.
When his mother-in-law gets back?
Or no, his girlfriend's mother, because she owed him some money.
All right. When his girlfriend's mother straightens up, he'll get straightened up and he'll give you back your money.
Right. And then I gave him the money, gave him a check.
How much did you give him?
$257.33.
Okay.
And then he says, I'll pay you back within a week. A week went by, I called him up, how's everything going, Tom? Didn't have nothing to say to me. So I showed up at his house a month later and said, Tom, what's the problem? Can you not pay me? He goes, no, I don't have no money. I don't have no money to pay you. So I said, well, can you not call me and tell me that you got problems? I called him all the time.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. True, he gave me the money. He called me and asked me if I wanted the money. And I don't borrow money. I'm 44 years old. I don't borrow money from nobody. Parents, him, sister, brother, it don't matter.
So just a second. So he called you.
He knew. Yes, ma'am.
So he called you and said, I want to give you this money? Is that
Yes,
what you're
ma'am.
telling
Because
me?
yes, ma'am. I've had 19 surgeries since May 1st of 2002, and I'm disabled, can't work. He called me. My fiance works her tail off to make ends meet. We have 3 kids. He calls and asks me if I need to borrow money for my electric bill. He calls me.
Oh, just a second. How did he know that you needed money for your electric
Because
bill?
I'm not working. And knowing that she's just a waitress, and I've got 3 boys. I do
Mr.
that
Eldridge,
all the time.
what?
I do that all the time. I call everybody, see if they need money. I got so much money, see.
You're being facetious. I was...
That's what he thinks.
No, listen, Mr. Eldridge, what you said to me doesn't make sense, sir. It doesn't make sense that somebody calls you up and said, by the way, do you need money to pay your electric bill? If you said to me, my brother called me and said, listen, I know you're having hard times now. Is there anything that I can do to help? And you said, well, you could help me out with my electric bill. That sounds normal. But when you say to me, he called you up and said, listen, I want to help you out by paying your electric bill, that doesn't make sense, Mr. Eldridge.
No, he told me I have some work to do for you. I have a whole list of stuff at work I've done for him that we agree on a price. We would not be here in this courtroom today. On October 8th, he calls me and asks me if I would go to Holiday Inn in Weatherford and get a motel room for him and a girl. He's got a beautiful wife that he's been married for 10 years to. And I told him I would not do that. The next morning, he come beating on my door and jumped my tail and said, I'll see you in court. Then I get this certified letter. It says, I'm responding to your countersuit. F you. I'll see you in court.
Mr. Eldridge, could we get down to the $257.33 for the electric bill, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, I listened to what you had to say, and I read your answer. And your answer says, he paid the electric bill in September. I figured we were even because of all the work that you had done for him.
Right.
And then you turn around and counterclaim for $1,020.
Yes, ma'am, I did that because...
Well, $257 here and $1,020 here. How do you write here, I figured we were even, and then turn around and sue him for 4 times as much money?
Because he don't consider all the work I did for his wife, him, on his son's car that he won't take to the shop and have fixed. He calls me to come and have it fixed.
So what?
Well, because I'm not working, and that's what he does.
Mr. Eldridge, did you have an agreement with regard to the projects that you did to the house that you were working for him?
Yes, ma'am. We had a certain price.
Oh, let me see your agreement.
Yes, ma'am. I had a certain price, and he never, ever paid me what we agreed on.
Just a second. I want to see what he agreed on. Are you getting disability, sir?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Yes, he is.
No, I'm not. I've been denied twice. I have an attorney.
Did you? Oh, okay. So you applied for disability?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And when were you injured? In May?
May 1st, 2002.
When did you do all this work for your brother? Before or after that?
During it.
That's why you didn't get disability, Mr. Eldridge.
No, ma'am, it's not.
Well, let's see. You say that during the time that you were seeking disability, that you couldn't work, you erected a fence on each side of the backyard.
With his help.
Hanging a Venta hood for an agreed price. Changing a starter in a Camaro. Then you did brakes for a truck.
I'll sit down to do that.
You're a hustler, Mr. Eldridge. You pay your brother back the electric bill, $257.33. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Yeah, this is case number 530 on the calendar in the matter of Bashar versus Ashby. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mrs. Bashar, is this your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant used to be married to your husband, and they have a child together, a girl. How old is she?
She's 8 years old.
This is the problem. You have custody of your daughter.
Joint custody.
But they were going on vacation, and they asked if, while the child was in your custody, if they could take her on vacation. You said yes.
Yes.
And they bought a plane ticket for her.
Yes.
And then, according to the plaintiff, you decided not to let her go because you were concerned about her safety. And Ms. Bashar wants the money for the plane ticket because she says it was a non-refundable ticket and you really had no basis to withhold your consent. What's the child's name?
Bristol.
Where does she live?
With both of us. I work shift work, and sometimes I have to go to work in the middle of the night. So those weeks, so it doesn't interrupt her school, I allow her to stay with him. And then the other weeks that I don't work those shifts, she stays with me.
Great. And it's been working for how long?
For 3 years.
That's great. You to be congratulated, everybody. You have other children?
No, I don't.
Do you?
No, ma'am.
You?
Yes.
How many other children do you have?
I got 3 girls.
Where are they?
With their moms.
Okay. Where were you planning on going on vacation?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
When?
July 4th of 2002.
You bought the plane ticket?
Yes, I bought mine in February. I bought hers in April.
Who else was going?
My husband was driving. And the original plan was for the daughter to go with her father. And her mother requested that she fly with me.
Why did you want her to fly?
I didn't request that she fly. Her father came to me and said, with my daughter that she would be interested in flying with her. I said that would be okay.
You afraid to fly?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever flown?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here. You have flown, but you don't like to fly.
Yes, ma'am.
What changed your mind?
Changed my mind was she sent me a letter approximately 8 days before. She said, by the way, we will be leaving early 4th of July morning. That was the first time I had been told that they were leaving on the 4th of July. And that made me just very nervous. And that's when
because of the air travel.
Exactly.
On July 4th.
Prior to that, my daughter has, to this day, is afraid to fly.
When did you think that they were leaving?
I had just assumed that they were flying out like on a Sunday and coming back on the following Sunday.
Did you tell her that immediately?
Yes, I did.
What did you say?
I called her and told her on the phone that I didn't feel comfortable with my daughter flying on the 4th of July with all the terrorist threats. It was on the news, and she's my only child. I just didn't want her to fly on that day.
So?
Out of respect to the mother, I granted her wishes, but she also told me on the same phone call that she would pay me back whatever it cost.
Did you tell her that?
I probably said whatever. I said, it doesn't matter to me. I can't even remember exactly what all was said because I was so upset about it.
Did you want your daughter to fly on July 4th?
Yeah. I mean, they say you're safer in the air than you are in a vehicle, and I know the way I drive, and they know the way I drive.
We're not talking about usually, sir. We're talking about the fact that on that particular July 4th,
I didn't have a problem.
The government gave you...
No, I'm not going to live...
You're not paying attention to me. You're talking. Is there something wrong with you?
Asking you, I'm trying to answer your question.
You're not listening. You're not receiving. I want you to first receive, then you can process the information that I'm giving you in the question, and then give me an informed answer. We're not talking about ordinary times. We're talking about a heightened time of alert when there were alerts of certain potential terrorist threats surrounding the airline industry for that period of time. Do you remember reading the newspaper then, sir?
Yeah.
Do you remember watching the news?
Mm-hmm.
Did it give you any cause to be concerned about flying on July 4th?
Not really, no. I mean...
But you weren't flying.
Well, I was... my daughter...
But you weren't
concerned
flying.
for my daughter. I mean, I'm always concerned for my daughter. But no, I wasn't flying. I don't fly, whether it's on July 4th or whenever.
Well, you have flown, according to you.
That's what made up my mind not to fly no more.
Well. Why, did you crash?
No, it just scared the hell out of me. Heck out of me, excuse me.
What were you afraid would happen?
Crash.
Do you think that if the government told you that it was more likely that something bad would happen on a particular day, you might even be more frightened?
Personally, yes, probably.
Good. And you think that if...
I'm not one to try to put a bunch of fear into my daughter's head and stuff and scare her to death about something that's going to stick with her forever.
Oh.
You know?
You have no children?
No, ma'am.
You have one child?
Yes, ma'am.
He has 3. Somebody's not watching out for us.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I attribute half of this ticket to him.
I already agreed to that.
Oh, perfect. You see? You're getting smarter by the minute.
And later today...
Gave your daughter an eviction notice. Daughter and her 2 children.
That's because I didn't want David to move back in. I don't like him. Her daughters don't like him. I don't like his police record.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Karen Bashaw says her husband's ex-wife, Tracy Ashby, owes for the cost of her daughter's plane ticket. Tracy says the ticket was for the 4th of July, and she didn't think it was safe.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Even though Mr. Bashaw doesn't seem to get it, he should. I can't help it, you know. I'm not responsible for what went in to make him what he is as a parent, as a person. But it would seem to me that if your wife purchased the ticket, before I would let my wife sue my ex-wife in a situation, sir, where everybody seems to be getting along for the benefit of this child, I would say to my wife, I don't want you to be out any money. Honey, I'll give the cost of the ticket to you, Because it's true, I can understand why she might be stressed to let the baby fly on July 4th. She's afraid, just like I'm afraid. So I'll give you the money for the ticket. That's what a normal person might do under the circumstances. So the ticket was $235, is that right?
That's the remainder, Your Honor.
What do you mean the remainder?
Tracy gave me $60 in my home, and my husband
Just a second, what was the full amount of the ticket?
$330.
$330.
And 50 cents.
$330 divided by 2 equals $165. And she's already given you
60.
60.
And then she said she paid $70 for baseball tickets of the little girls' baseball team.
The pictures.
And she wanted half of $70. So I told her I would deduct $35 from the ticket, and the remainder was $235.50.
Not my remainder. Let me tell you how I figure it. I figure it that both parents should pay equally. So I attribute half of this ticket to him.
I already agreed to that.
Oh, perfect. You see? You're getting smarter by the minute. So half of that is $165. She already gave you 60, leaving a balance of 105. You got the pictures, the baseball team pictures, or you agreed that between the two of you that they would pay for half and you would pay for half. That's 35. That leaves $70. So that's what you owe her. Okay. For the ticket. $70. Easy. Thank you. Sounds to me as if you've worked out a lovely working arrangement. If you can continue to do it, terrific. You know, you ought to be saluted. Don't let any stupid things like this interfere.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's got a problem with me, obviously.
Her response was, oh, well.
She's left me nasty messages on my machine, and I don't understand why.
I want it over with. I want it to end.
They have problems, too.
Now that this is over with, I hope we can get along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Martin versus Brown, step forward, please.
64-year-old factory worker Darlene Martin is suing her daughter, accountant Julie Brown, for unpaid rent, car registration, and the cost of parking tickets. Julie is countersuing for improvements she made to her mother's home.
Mrs. Martin, Miss Brown is your daughter.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she owes you for some rent on a
Yes.
house. Is it a house or an apartment?
It's a duplex.
That you were renting to her family, and a small bill that you say that you advanced her money for. She says that she doesn't owe you anything for the rent. You evicted her, and you owe her money because she put some carpeting down in this apartment, and you unceremoniously evicted her, probably because you didn't like the new boyfriend. I assume this is the new boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. When did your daughter move into your apartment?
January of 2002.
And who did she move into the apartment with?
Her husband and her 2 children.
And how long did she live there?
Till January 2 of 2003.
And did she pay rent pretty faithfully from January of 2002 up until about November?
Yes, yes.
So why don't you tell me what happened in December of 2002 that caused the problem?
Well, in November of 2002, I called her about 3 times, and I told her, Julie, I have to have the rent money to make the house payment because I'm only working a 4-day week. She got huffy about it and says, well, she wrote me a check for $300, which I have a copy of, and a note saying that I'll get the rest when she's got it because she ain't got it.
What was the full rent?
$500. I raised it in October.
Did your mortgage go up?
No, but I figured as long as her boyfriend had moved in, you know, that's going to be more payment on the water bill and everything else. And when she was living there with her husband, I told him that I was going to raise the rent in June anyways.
Well, what if she couldn't pay it? Your expenses didn't go up.
Well, the mortgage payment went, my taxes went up, way up.
Did they? Really? How much?
They went from $800 to over $1,000 on my taxes.
Well, that's $200 a year.
So that's why I raised it.
Just a second, that's $200 a year they went up.
Yes.
Well, $200 a year divided by 12 isn't $200 a month.
Yeah, but she was getting very cheap rent as it was, $300,
I
to
understand that.
$500.
She's your daughter. If
Exactly.
you think I'm coming down hard on you, it's because I don't understand A, your position yet, and B, why you would sue your daughter anyway. When did you evict her?
The end of October, I believe it was. I told her because I didn't want her boyfriend to move back in when he got out of the workhouse.
Gave your daughter an eviction notice. Your daughter and her 2 children.
That's because I didn't want David to move back in. I don't like him. Her daughters don't like him. And he, you know, I don't like his police record. I don't like anything about him.
You're entitled not to have him live in your home. You don't have a written lease with your daughter, so you can tell her you're going to have to find a new place to live because I really don't want to be aggravated looking at your boyfriend.
I told David that too. I told David, I says, you're going to have to move because I don't want you. And she says, well, he's not going to move. If he's going to have to move, then I move. And I says, that's your prerogative, Julie, to do whatever.
Fine. Is that what happened?
Yes.
She's entitled not to have people live with her or in her property that she doesn't like, especially under these circumstances. So she's entitled to do that. The way you went about it, as far as I'm concerned, or the story that you just told me, is all wrong. On what month did you move out?
December 31st.
Did you pay your mother rent for December?
No, I didn't.
Tell me why.
I didn't pay her because I had like other legal issues, added attorney fees.
For what?
Because she's, you know, tried to have my kids taken away. I had to find a place to live, and it's, you know, I didn't have all that money to pay her.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm in accounting.
What kind of work does your boyfriend do?
He does plating.
Is he getting along any better with your children?
I think it's better now that, you know, everybody is separated.
Good. So you understand, if your mother were a private landlord, you would owe your mother $500 for rent.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to hear about the other nonsense bill you're talking about for, I don't know how much it was, $37, $57, something like that. Because I think that's ridiculous. You say you put down $1,700 worth of carpeting in the apartment. When did you put it down? You want your mother to pay for that. That's your counterclaim.
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
When I moved in January of 2002, we had discussed that she wanted to get new carpeting in there and that she couldn't afford it at that time. And I told her that I could, you know, purchase the carpet and for her to pay me back because it's not my place and I didn't plan on being there, you know, forever. And she agreed to, if I purchased it at that time, that she would pay me back the money that I, you know, paid for the carpet.
Is that right, Miss Martin?
No, I told her, I said, Julie, I says, this carpet up here is not it's not worn out or anything. I says, what we can do is get a good cleaner in here and clean the carpeting. And she says, yeah, but I don't like the color of the carpeting. It was sort of a bluish gray or something. And I said, well, I can't afford it because I says, I'm still paying on the kitchen stove for you.
I'm not so sure that I believe what you just told me, Miss Martin. Is that apartment rented now?
Yes.
Who was it rented to?
Her husband and the 2 girls.
The 2 girls are living with your husband now?
We have joint custody. We have him. I have him 1 week and he has him 1 week.
How much rent is he paying?
He pays $500.
Did he change the carpet?
No.
So the only difference, Miss Martin, is in the amount of rent that you were charging your daughter and son-in-law at the beginning of their lease. The difference in your expense is an additional, according to you, $200 a year in taxes. Is that right?
Yes.
That's the increase. Is
Yes.
that right? And the increase that you were charging your daughter and that you're charging your son-in-law is $2,400 a year. Is that right? The difference between $300 and $500. Is that correct?
Yes.
And am I also correct that the initial $300 a month that you were charging them did, in fact, cover the mortgage? Is that right?
Yes.
So then I'm going to ask you why you chose to litigate this issue with your daughter in a court rather than just say, listen, she lived there for 11 months, she paid me rent faithfully, even after I told her she had to move, even after I evicted her, she gave me a check, right? You evicted her in October, she gave you money in November. So I'm not so sympathetic with you. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
From how many children do you have?
I just have her.
Well, then there's got to be another reason, Miss Martin. I mean, you don't seem as if there's something wrong with you. There's got to be another reason why you would bring a matter like this to court. And I don't care what it is. You're telling me you're bringing this matter to court over $500?
No, she owes $7.
Oh. How much was the carpeting?
I have a receipt here. $1737.82.
And what if I find that you owe her $17?
Well, I've got the thing here saying it was put on her husband's credit card.
I don't care. They were married at the time. It's a wash. She didn't owe you anything. And your mother doesn't owe you anything. You lived on the carpet for a year, and now your girls are there at least half the time. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Goodbye.
This is case number 153 on the calendar in the matter of Howard versus Paul. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sirs, have seats.
Mr. Howard, according to your complaint, sir, you retained the defendant's services in making a video. You gave him a deposit of $5,000. You canceled the project, and you want your deposit back. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that he did a lot of work on your video. If you didn't want to continue, that's your problem. And he is counterclaiming because he alleges that you slandered him by making a false report to the police that he had threatened you. Is that right, sir? Let's hear about the video.
Your Honor, I'm a musician, and ever since I was a young boy, I kind of want...
Mr. Howard?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You understand?
All right.
Young boy, how old are you now?
40.
40? I don't have time.
Okay. All right.
Let's get to the video.
Okay, just in a nutshell, Your Honor, I wanted to do a music video. I went to a very prominent organization that referred me to him, and unbeknownst to me, she made a deal with him where he would pay her $500 for the referral. And I contacted him, and I discovered that he had some very influential associations with a big-time entertainment company. So he said...
Just a minute. You discussed your video with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a music video?
Yes, ma'am.
You are a producer?
I own a company that produces productions.
What was the total fee?
It was $10,000, and he said that he was going to throw in freebies because this was his first music video. I brought my entire concept to him. I explained that I had my own scenes and everything that I wanted to do, and that all I needed was for him to film it.
$10,000 for the video. Did you sign a contract with him?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see the contract. This is a contract case. Okay. So you gave him a $5,000 deposit. Do you have that check, sir?
Yes, ma'am. But prior to signing the contract, we had negotiated for him to hold a check for me until I had a time to have an attorney friend review the contracts. He did not hold the checks. He cashed them prior to me signing the contract. And then when I called him, he was threatening me, talking about, you know, he spent all this time with me.
We'll get to that, sir. You signed the contract. You gave him a check.
Well, I gave him the check, and 2 weeks later, before I even signed the contract.
Can I please see copies of the checks?
Yes, ma'am. This is the first one. I cleared the very next day. And this is the one that cleared later, prior to me even being able to sign the contracts.
You signed the contracts on the 12th of March.
Yes, ma'am.
One check is dated March 7th. They're both dated March 7th. Explain that to me.
He kept pressuring me, telling me I was wasting his time, and he so pressured me and bullied me into doing it. I said, well, just to show you that I'm serious about considering to do the video, here is $2,500. Please hold this until I can have someone review the contract.
That's not the way you do business, sir, so I'm not paying any attention to that. You sign a contract, you sign a contract. Now, what I want to know is, when you cancel this contract?
Right after the threat.
Well, what date was that?
That was 2 weeks after the threat because I didn't know what to do.
Give me a date.
April 7th.
So about a month. Now, during the course of that month, did you have meetings with Mr. Paul?
We had meetings prior to the threat, and this was in an effort to...
I'm not getting to the threat yet, sir. The threat has to do with...
Yes, ma'am. We had a lot of meetings.
All right. I assume, Mr. Paul, that you did not do any work prior to the contract being signed.
Actually, we did do work prior to the contract, discussing about creatives, because we don't begin doing creatives unless we have a deposit.
Right. Well, you can discuss it all you like, but prior to signing a contract, it's all just a pitch, right?
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
All right. I want to know between the 12th of March at the time that he signed the contract and the 7th of April, I want to know approximately how much time you spent with him.
67 hours, phone calls just about every single evening, excluding one weekend when I went to visit my folks.
Now, you say 67 hours. Do you have that documented anywhere? Because that's a pretty precise number.
Whenever I have a meeting with somebody, I just document down that time for that. It's just standard business practice.
Okay.
And because he required so much time, more than even the large clients that I have.
That is not true, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I had to cancel other productions because obviously if someone pays a deposit to do a production, they're priority over new business coming in. So it was to my best interest to get this done the way he wanted it to, under the budget and conditions that state. He didn't understand the fact that the more things you use in a production, the more time it takes, the more money it costs.
That's not true, Your Honor. He would always delete it, take everything out that I was presenting, and that, moreover, with the threats is why I wanted to just be done with it. Because I was paying him, it's very emotional for me, Your Honor, because I'm trying to do this for my mother before she passes. And he rejected everything. I was paying him to do my ideas. And he didn't want that. He wanted to do his ideas.
Mr. Howard, what you do usually before you retain a company that you don't know much about, you have a lot of preliminary meetings with them and you make a decision as to whether or not this is a company that you want to use before you sign the contract.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I asked him what he would do if I withdrew from the contract because I was afraid of him.
Yes.
And he said he would put a gun to my head.
If you're gonna lie, think of something a little bit more believable.
And later today,
What was the agreement then?
That they would pay us $500 a month for the material.
After they moved in?
After they moved in.
They
and
never moved
then-
in?
No, they didn't. So,
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Grafton Howard says production company owner James Paul owes for a refund of the money he spent to make a music video.
Tell me about the threat, sir, that you allege he made to you and when it was.
Every time I found out that he was not doing what I was asking him to do, I would call and ask, why are you deleting everything you promised me? He would just go ballistic. He would curse me out on the phone. He would just say, you know, you're the stupidest person. I'm trying to do this and that. And I would like, why are you cursing at me? I'm your client. And he'd just go off at me.
So let me hear, could I hear about the threat, please?
We went to a well-known restaurant. After a meeting that I had this gentleman a witness to, he witnessed his demeanor. After he would go up, blow up.
I would like to hear the threat, sir.
Okay, ma'am, I asked him what he would do if I withdrew from the contract because I was afraid of him.
Yes.
And he said he would put a gun to my head. And then he said he would put the gun on himself and tell God it was because I didn't do the production. And that's the reason why I didn't do
Yes,
this.
sir. Go ahead.
I'm sorry I have to laugh because I don't threaten people's life. And to be honest with you, I have a police report here. He's contradicted himself.
Let me see the police report, please.
He filed to the police department 2 weeks after I supposedly did this act. And then he also states in the police report that after I supposedly threatened his life, he stayed and ate dinner with me the rest of the evening?
Just a second.
I mean, if you're going to lie, think of something a little bit more believable.
And Your Honor, he would go off about $2 parking. This gentleman can witness to the fact that he was having a ballistic fit over $2 parking. And Your Honor, I would like to see if I'm sorry.
Is this the basis of your counterclaim, sir? The police came and talked to you?
No, it's not.
Well, what's the basis of your
The
counterclaim?
basis of the countersuit is this studio that he so-called mentioned fictitious. I brought him, you know, basically the contacts, I introduced the contacts to him. And these are big contacts that took a lot of time for me to get that generate referrals.
Yeah.
He called these people up and sent documents that I threatened to kill him and all this. And actually, one of them says, Jim, you know what? Let's let this thing melt down and I'll give you some business in a couple of months. He's killing my business.
That's hearsay.
It's also...
That's hearsay.
Okay.
Stop playing with your papers.
Okay.
I felt bad for him in the beginning. After he signed the contract, I felt bad. He told me he got screwed over by a well-known person I cannot mention. And he lived in a shack and had an outhouse and all this. And I said, Grafton, just cancel it. Take your money back before I incur cost.
Oh, Lord.
And leave it alone.
That
Then,
is not true, Your Honor.
this is the very, very beginning.
Mr. Howard,
This is,
am I looking in your direction now?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't speak unless I look in your direction.
Yes, ma'am.
this is before we incurred any expense and time and effort and work. And this has cost me a lot more than my countersuit. I normally do about 5 to 6 commercials a month. When Grafton signed on, I did 2 that month. And I'm very consistent with the business. Obviously, it's hearsay, you're right, but...
It's a very simple case, sir. Your counterclaim is dismissed because there is no evidence. You, sir, are not entitled to your money back. You're not entitled to your money back because you signed the contract and the defendant did work in the furtherance of that contract. If you were dissatisfied, am I asking for you to say anything?
He witnessed everything, Your Honor.
I don't care what he witnessed.
He
I believe
witnessed his
everything you...
threats.
Listen to me. I believe everything you told me. I didn't need a witness to corroborate what you're telling me. You showed me a check. You showed me the contract. You told me how long you worked together, that he wasn't doing the kind of job that you wanted. You knew enough to say to him, I want a lawyer to look at the contract. You just did it in the wrong order, which is stupid. However, he spent, and I believe him, that he spent 60-some-odd hours talking to you on the phone, meeting with you after work, meeting with you during work, meeting with you in the evening, and you couldn't come to a creative understanding. That doesn't mean he's supposed to do that for nothing. Your case is dismissed. That's all. So is your counterclaim.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have nothing negative to say. I just wish he would understand how business is run.
I understand production. I understand that when you hire somebody to do a job and you already have your own concept, they're supposed to do it.
I told him what he was getting for his money, and I was very specific, and I explained everything, and I had to explain everything maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 different times.
He was having me wanted me to sign off on my creative to get my money back. He wanted my concept, and that's what it was. He's not creative. He doesn't know what he's doing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nason versus Greenman Champagne. Step forward, please.
Student Jennifer Nason and her husband Todd are suing Jennifer's sister, 21-year-old daycare provider Neela Champagne, and her husband Kenneth Greenman. The Nasons claim the couple owes for money spent to remodel their home.
Miss Nason, according to what I've read here, your sister and her husband were having a little bit of a tough time, and you offered to let them move into your home, a portion of your home that was to be remodeled. And you said, listen, this is the deal. You pay for the remodeling. Once the remodeling is done, you give us $500 a month. Once it's all paid off, you don't have to pay us any rent. You can live rent-free.
Correct.
That's what you say. The remodeling started. The two husbands didn't get along with each other. They had some words. Your sister and her husband decided not to move in, and you think that they should pay you for all the materials that you invested in to do this remodeling, which is a couple of $1,000. Your sister and her husband say that there was never an agreement to pay for the remodeling. There was an agreement for them to pay rent, $500 a month, once they moved in. Where were they supposed to live? What part of your house was going to be remodeled?
We have a little room that is adjacent to our one-car garage that we have.
How big?
30 by 50.
It was going to end up being a 2-bedroom, a kitchenette, a dining room, and a living room, all open floor plan.
Let me see pictures of how far you got in this alteration.
We don't have any photographs because we only started putting down the floor, and it looks basically the same way that it was when we started, because we didn't get anywhere with it because they ended up not moving in. So we didn't end up taking any pictures of it, truthfully.
Why do you think they're responsible for the materials that you purchased?
Well, we were doing this for them because they needed a place to live. It was a verbal agreement that they would pay us $500 a month for the material.
After they moved in?
After they moved in.
They never moved in?
No, they didn't ever move in by their own accord.
But they never moved in?
No, they didn't. Because they decided not to move in. So
you didn't expect them to move in if the two guys weren't getting along. What was the problem?
We were getting along.
Two guys were not getting along. What happened?
We get along fine, as far as I'm concerned, Your Honor.
What happened?
He wouldn't help out at all on anything that we did do in the thing. When he did come over, he'd just stand there, just pick up a couple screws. He wasn't capable of doing anything. For instance, he was taking rocks, throwing me in a dumpster that you pay by weight. And I called him up and asked him to take them rocks out so he wouldn't have to pay so much. He was too busy to come over.
So you were annoyed?
I was annoyed, yes.
So, in case you didn't know it, the men didn't get along.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that until just now.
Yes.
What do you know? You see, you learn revelations every day. Now, what was your interpretation of your arrangement with your sister?
Well, what happened was, originally we had discussed, redoing the apartment, and Todd said, we'll do it, and you just pay us back what you can for rent. And I said, okay, so we went home, we discussed it. I called my sister back. I said, well, as far as what we were looking for in an apartment, to rent your place, we'd pay $500 a month. So then he said, okay, everything started. Probably a couple of days after that had happened, I called her back up and I was like, listen, Jen, we're not going to be able to afford to pay you the $500 right now because Kenny's check from the reserves hasn't come in yet. She said, that's fine. She says, because after all, you're not going to start paying until you move in. And I said, okay, so that's when things went on. Then there was a couple of arguments between my husband and her husband, and then we had taken my 2 nieces.
You mean your 2 nieces?
Her 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Yes. And there was a miscommunication on the way home.
Well, explain that to me.
We had gone up on one day to visit with my brother. So we thought as a favor, because we thought they went the same way that we did, we'd meet them at the end of the Mass Pike and we'd just switch off there.
So you were going to give them back their daughters?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So what happened was we went down 95 completely. They went up a different way. Then we get a call, and they wanted us to bring the girls all the way back up, which would have probably brought us about an hour and a half.
வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவல இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில அடியே வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவல இந்த மாமா மனச தவிக்க விட்ட மயில நீயோ நானும் ஒன்னா வாழ்ந்த காலம் எல்லாம் மண்ணா இப்போ போனதடி நீயும் சொல்லு காரணத்தை முன்னால வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவல இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவல இந்த மாமா மனச தவிக்க விட்ட மயில இப்ப மோசம் போனதான் மனசு நொந்த நானும் தான் நீயா வந்து பேசி சிரிச்ச என் மனச கலைச்ச உன்னை ஏனாலும் நினைச்ச அடி நீயும் என்ன மறந்தது போயேனடி உன் மாமா மனசு தவிக்கிது போதானடி முழுசா எனக்குள் வந்த பின்னு என்ன நைசா கழட்டி விட்டதுன்னு காதல் பேரணியும் சொல்லி என்ன கதற விட்டு போனதுன்னு அடியே பாடி அத்த பெத்த மவல இந்த மாமா மனச தவிக்க விட்ட மயில உனக்கும் எனக்கும் புள்ள பிறந்த பூச்செடி என் உடம்புக்குள்ள உயிர் மூச்சு நீ அடி ஒரு வார்த்தை நீயோ சொல்லு இல்ல உயிரோடு என்ன கொல்லு ஒரு வார்த்தை நீயோ சொல்லு இல்ல உயிரோடு என்ன கொல்லு அடியே பாட்டி அத்த பெத்த மவள இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில நீயும் நானும் ஒன்னா வாழ்ந்த காலம் எல்லாம் அண்ணா இப்ப போனதடி நீயும் சொல்லு காரணத்தை முன்னால வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவள இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில அடியே வாடி அத்த பெத்த மவள இந்த மாமா மனசு தவிக்க விட்ட மயில